Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening to you guys. It is the Lewis Sports Network, and I am once again back on this Friday evening with another heavy hitter live banger with yet another video. So you guys already know the deal. Make sure you guys again are smashing that like button. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you guys are sharing this content. We're going to have a good barn burner today. We're talking about the narratives that we need to eliminate with both LeBron and Kevin Durant. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get nasty. I know some people will agree and I know some people will disagree, but hey, this is from my perspective. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is pulling through. Again, continue to smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button as you guys come in. Again, Lewis Sports Network, again, coming back at you with another live stream with the heat. Are we coming, man? Let me know who is in the building already, man. Let me know who is in the building. Let me know. We got 4 people watching. We got 7 people liking the video. I'm impressed. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Keep it going. Shout out to Joelle who says what up. Layla was already one of the first ones here. I appreciate it. She already says it. Smash that like and subscribe. Donate on the Cash App. Appreciate you. And as always, guys, I always say that, if you want to donate on the Cash App, it's not an obligation, but you're more than welcome to. And like I said, I truly appreciate you guys. So, man, let me know how everybody's doing. Let's see who's going to pull up, man. The word soft is going to come into play. You know it. You know it. Shout out to Sly Zulu in the building. He says, yo, in the building. And I appreciate you, man. And like, comment, share, invite a friend to say hi. There you go. She says she'll be right back, even though she did come back a little bit. Shout out to G Money who says, what's up? Shout out to Joelle. Somehow. That's right. That's right. So we up in here, man. Let's get started with this one. LeBron against Kevin Durant. People are probably asking themselves, why is Lewis talking about LeBron so much? You must have LeBron on the brain, then you must be talking to him so much. Well, here's the thing. The reason I'm talking about these 2 players is because there's a lot of misconception with both of these guys. And what I'm not liking is people are not keeping that same energy, and people are really being revisionist when it comes to these 2 players. So the reason that I'm coming back on this one is because I want to let people know that the same smoke that I'm going to hold for LeBron James is the same smoke I'm going to hold for Kevin Durant. I'm just going to do that. Those have to be real. Shout out to me, D Holloway too says, what up, my peeps? And again, as Sly, hold on a second. I also got to give you, man, because you've been supported from the moment you came on here, man. So congratulations, Sly. You've been at it as a moderator. So congratulations on that one. And again, shout out to Mr. D Holloway. Appreciate you. So I appreciate you so much, man. And you deserve to be a moderator on here. So congratulations, my friend. You are definitely worthy of it. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So I'm going to talk about these 2 players, man. Before I go in on both of these dudes, I got to say something to get off my chest about these 2 guys. You're talking about 2 all-time great players. You're talking about 2 guys that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. You talk about one guy that is currently playing in Kevin Durant right now. He's obviously out with an Achilles injury, but what I mean is he's still giving in years of service in the NBA. LeBron James is in year 17, and LeBron James is standing the test of time. He's been playing really well. I have to give LeBron his respect, no matter how much I don't like the narratives that he tries to do. And hey, man, you deserve it, Sly. You deserve it. You deserve to get the mod because you've been a supporter since day one. You bring nothing but facts, and you do the best you can to be objective. And like I said, Joelle, you'll be there soon, my friend. Just a couple, just to continue to show up a little bit. Shout out to Lowly One in the building who says salute. Salute to Lowly One as well. So it is smoke time. So like I said before, these guys are 2 future Hall of Famers. But we got to keep it a buck here. We got 8 people watching. Continue to smash the like and hit that subscribe. Shout out to Young Maze, man. Big love, man. Appreciate Young Maze in the building, man. That's a cool dude. Young kid, but wise beyond his years. Always showing support from the minute he came. And subscribed to the channel when at the time I did the Pacers in the Heat. So he's another real one. But here's the reason that I wanted to talk about these guys. The reason being is because there's been a lot of narratives going on the past few years when it comes to these 2 players. When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, people have been very upset in what he prevented LeBron from doing. This would be the media, and this would also be LeBron's fans, the fanboys, I should say, and fangirls, not the objective LeBron fans. I have a lot of respect for them because even though that they say LeBron is their favorite player, shout out to Anthony in the building. Even though they said that LeBron is their favorite player, they keep it a buck. They keep it a buck with LeBron. So salute to everybody in the chat. You guys get the biggest salute of the day. And so we're gonna keep it a hundo on this channel. LeBron James. This guy has 4 regular season MVPs. This guy has got 3 All-Star Game MVPs. This guy is a 3-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP. We're looking at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a regular season MVP for 2014. This guy is also a 2-time NBA champion, 2-time Finals MVP. It's crazy because if you look at Kevin Durant, one MVP and 2 Finals MVPs, he's got the same amount as Kobe does, right? And Kevin Durant is still playing. So LeBron James is in the top 10 all-time in points and in assists. So the first narrative that I want to get, shout out to Weez, he's already in the building. Appreciate you. Shout out to Anthony Rose. What is up? The narrative that I want to get rid of right away, ladies and gentlemen, is this notion that LeBron is a pass-first player and that he does nothing but he's a passer. LeBron James has over 30,000 points. You cannot be a pass-first player if you have 30,000 points. You're 3rd all-time in scoring, LeBron James. There's no way that you could be a pass-first player, and that you get your teammates involved. Do you get your teammates involved? You do. Okay? But you do it in the LeBron system. So we have to put that out the way. We can't just be saying that LeBron incorporates his teammates. That's another lie about Mr. LeBron James that we need to debunk right here on the Louis Sports Network. Look, if you follow the LeBron James program, LeBron will get along with you and he'll be able to deal with you. You guys will be cool. You guys won't be able to get in the way. When you have no use for LeBron in his LeBron system, he will be passive aggressive with you in the media, whether he'll do it on Instagram, whether he'll do it on Twitter, whether he'll do it on Facebook, whether he comes out to the media and says it, but he's very passive aggressive in his approach on how he wants to deal with it. Or he'll tell somebody very close to him and that they'll call out his teammates. And then LeBron will come out and tell the media that I would never throw my teammates under the bus and I would never, I would never do that. I would never throw my team under the bus and I'm not the one that said it. So that if you didn't hear it from me, then there's no way that I could have said that, right? And low key, I gotta say this right now. I know what you're trying to do, bro, but it's like I know YouTube has shut my joint down with comments like that. I know they're getting really strict about that. I feel what you're saying, bro, but it's like gotta. And shout out to Weez for coming in early. Shout out to Ryan for coming through. Shout out to Anthony Rose and shout out to Weez already. Appreciate you, but like I said, I always appreciate you, Low Key T. Like I said, if you guys haven't, make sure y'all go subscribe to Low Key's channel, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the man's channel. So yeah, going on with LeBron, you can't be a pass first player, man, and you got 30,000 points. And the fact that your LeBron system has already got you over 9,000 assists, again, other than Scottie Pippen and Kobe Bryant, who are in the no, it's all good, bro. It's just I know how I just know how these dudes work. Because dudes mentioned that, and then they shut down my joint like within like 2 minutes. And my stream was still running, but then they just, they just shut it down like mad fast. But no, it's all good, though. It's all good. But yeah, man, it's just like, yeah, you can't come out here and saying that, yeah, he said, so that magazine cover? Oh, so you did see it. All right, got you. All right, cool, Ryan. But like I said, man, like you can't be a pass first point guard, but then you're talking about, oh yeah, I love to pass and I love to get my teammates involved. I'm sorry, man. Listen, you can't come with that narrative, LeBron James. You cannot be a pass first player and you're top 10 all time in points and assists. Okay. Another thing that I need to talk about is the free agency era. And I'm going to get to the teams that LeBron has been on when it comes to his Cavaliers and when it comes to the narrative with Kevin Durant and the 73-9 Warriors. So I'm going to get to all that for people who are probably going to wonder about that question. LeBron James and Kevin Durant, both players, have benefited from the free agency era. There are many players in this league that wish that they had the career that LeBron James had. Many players will wish that they would be able to control their destiny. They'd be able to go to what team that they want to be able to form the teams that they do. Well, it depends on their mentality, but they wish that they could have to be able to do the things that, LeBron has. It's the same thing with Kevin Durant. And let's be honest, man. Let's be really honest. Well, the reason I'm just saying LeBron is great, I'm giving him his respect. Listen, like when it comes to there's a lot of things that are overrated about LeBron that his fans like boost him up like crazy, and I'm gonna get to all that stuff. But I'm not gonna deny that LeBron's not a great player. It's just when you measure him up to some of the other greats, he don't come close to those dudes. He don't. He really don't. So I try to be fair in my assessment, like with him. So like I was saying before, LeBron James played for the Cleveland Cavaliers from 2003 to 2010. That was 7 years. Here's what the people are not going to tell you. They'll tell you that he won 2 MVPs. They'll tell you that he led Cleveland. He led a team with a bunch of bums to the NBA Finals in 2007, right? He'll tell you that he led a bunch of bums in 2007, the 2007 Cavs, that he led them to the NBA Finals, and they were a bunch of scrubs. Now, this is where I'm going to expose some of the fans who are disrespecting the teammates that LeBron has played with in his career. Now, I'm gonna pretty much tell you how many teammates that LeBron has played with, how many teammates LeBron has played with in his career that have been former All-Stars. Here we go. Because we're going to debunk this myth real quick. Look at that. It says here that Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and shout out to Low-Key. Low-Key's already throwing a wrench out here for for your boy, as he likes to call it. He said LeBum James. Check it out. Look, check this out. Tyson Chandler was a former All-Star. Rajon Rondo was a former All-Star, currently playing with LeBron James. Rashard Lewis was a 2-time All-Star with the Seattle Supersonics. Even though he was a role player with LeBron in Miami, he was a former All-Star. Antawn Jamison was a former All-Star for the Washington Wizards. Carlos Boozer, who ended up making an All-Star team 2 years after he went to the Utah Jazz. And he was a rookie. He was a second-year player with LeBron because Carlos Boozer was on that very bad Cleveland Cavaliers team that won 17 games in 2003. And the funny thing is, look, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. He was a former All-Star. Wally Serviak. Y'all remember him? Wally Serviak was an All-Star in 2002. Zydrunas Ilgauskas was an All-Star in 2003, the year before LeBron James got drafted. Mo Williams, who became an All-Star playing with LeBron James. And as I go into the comments, he says, I hate when people are mad when players control their own careers, but applaud Danny Ainge for making the decision for the players. Layla says All-Stars, my guess is 32. He says, I think they are so lucky this season got suspended, dude. The Clippers would have exposed them so bad. I'm on record as saying that the Clippers would have beat the Lakers. They would have. Like I said, the Lakers, the Lakers are smoke and mirrors because they look confident now. They're fortunate that they don't have to deal with those kind of pressure, but all this chemistry that's being taken away, the key thing for the Clippers is that players can heal up. And the key thing is if they get chemistry, in between the lines and behind the scenes, I'm sorry. And low-key is speaking facts because have you seen a segment with Shaq that they displayed a web-like format of how many All-Stars he played with his whole career? I haven't seen that. Let me know what to look for, and I'll definitely look that up. Again, guys, smash the like button and hit that subscribe. Rashard Lewis and KP hyperizing Nike commercial. I got to see that again. Danny Ainge is a snake. That's a fact. How many losses does this guy need to get criticized? Oh no, I'm gonna keep going. Look at this. And look, there's an article saying that LeBron has played with more than double the amount of All-Stars that Michael Jordan has. Look at that. Oh man, let's keep going. Dwayne Wade, who was at peak with LeBron when he played, until Dwayne Wade gave the keys to LeBron. Chris Bosh. I'm gonna expose that narrative too. Chris Bosh was another one. Ray Allen, the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history. That dude was a former 10-time All-Star. He may have been a role player, but it's like, if Ray Allen is not that good as the LeBron fanboys claim, then why did Ray Allen sign with the Miami Heat? And why did LeBron snag him from the Boston Celtics? But nobody ever wants to answer that question. Then we get Kyrie Irving. Look at that, Kyrie Irving. He was an All-Star in 2013. He was an All-Star in 2014. Kyrie Irving made the All-Star team in 2015, and he made it in 2017 with LeBron. D-Wade went 4 straight years. Chris Bosh went 4 straight years. Kyrie Irving went twice with LeBron. Kevin Love went in 2015 and 2018. So if you already count, that's 8, 10, 12 All-Star team selections with LeBron. Then Mo Williams in 2009. And then Zydrunas Ilgauskas in 2005. That's 14 All-Star selections who have played with LeBron. And then if you include Anthony Davis this season, that would be 15, ladies and gentlemen. 15. If you look at Michael Jordan's teammates, his only All-Star was Scottie Pippen. His All-Star was only Scottie Pippen. And in total, Scottie Pippen made 6 All-Star selections. But if you count LeBron, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. And if you include AD, that's 7. 7 players who went to All-Star teams playing with LeBron. And who was the All-Star who got LBJ a ring, who helped him save his season and get a ring in 2013? That would be Ray Allen. I never heard of LeBron playing one-on-one with KD, MJ, Kobe. I wonder why. No one to pass for a corner. And people don't understand that. That's a damn shame. Jordan never had a D-Wade on his team ever. That's facts. His only teammate was Scottie Pippen in terms of making All-Star teams. I'm never going to say that Jordan played with a bunch of bums on his championship teams. They were role players who knew their role, but those guys were never considered all-stars. They were just role players who played well in the system, and they knew their roles. They were content with their roles. But you can't come and tell me, look at all the talent LeBron's played with. Dwayne Wade's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Chris Bosh is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Kyrie Irving's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Kevin Love is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Mo Williams is obviously not going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he was an all-star, so he was no scrub. Zydrunas Ilgauskas is not going to be in the Hall of Fame. But he's the second leading scorer in Cleveland Cavalier history. So he wasn't no scrub, and he made 2 All-Star teams. And then Anthony Davis is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Ray Allen is already in the Hall of Fame. Rajon Rondo has an opportunity to possibly go into the Hall of Fame. Dwight Howard is a former All-Star that played with Kobe, but he also plays with LeBron. He's not going to be an All-Star, obviously, but Dwight Howard's going to the Hall of Fame too. So how many All-Star players has LeBron played with? He's played with more than double the amount that Michael Jordan played with. Let's keep it a buck here. All right. Dwayne Wade made first team All-NBA in 2010, the year before he joined LeBron. Dwayne Wade was second in the league in player efficiency rating. Chris Bosh averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, and also Dwayne Wade made not only an All-NBA, Dwayne Wade was a 20-plus point per game scorer. He averaged, I believe, 26.5 per game that year, or was it 27? Chris Bosh averaged 24 points and 10 rebounds and shot 50% from the field in 2010. And guess what? Here's a stat that nobody wants to understand. Both Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were both in the top 5 in PER. Dwayne Wade was second in the league in PER, and Chris Bosh was 4th. I mentioned Rashard Lewis already, G-Money. He was a 2-time All-Star with the Seattle Supersonics. 2-time All-Star. But then this article wants to go and say that this isn't to say that James had more help over the course of his career, okay? And the article's basically trying to say that he had Mo Williams and Big Z. Mo Williams, a couple of years later, when he was no longer with the Cavs, had a 52-point game. You can't tell me that Mo Williams was a scrub. All right, now let's go to the 2007 Cavaliers, because I'm starting with LeBron James and then I'm going to go to Kevin Durant. So let's go to that 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers roster. Let's look at the roster. Let's go to the player stats. Okay, if we look at that, let's look at that team. The 2007 Cavaliers. Well, LeBron had three other guys in that starting lineup average double figures. Sasha Pavlovich. Oh, no, this is the playoffs. Okay, the playoffs, that's different. But remember, LeBron's playing the LeBron system. And look at that. LeBron played 44.7 minutes per game in the postseason. The next guy to play the most minutes was Zydrunas Ilgauskas. He played 32. How is Zydrunas playing so much less minutes than LeBron? Drew Gooden averaged 30 minutes a game. Larry Hughes averaged 35 minutes a game. Boobie Gibson averaged 20. Sasha Pavlovich averaged 30. LeBron is in there a lot longer than some of these other guys are on the team. That's crazy. And LeBron James, look at that. LeBron James averaged 25 points per game, but he only shot 41% from the field in the postseason, 28% from three, and he shot 75% from the free throw line. And this was a player who averaged 9.8 free throw attempts per game in the postseason, damn near 10. Also, Dwayne Wade won a championship and a finals MVP before he joined LeBron James. So I don't understand that. Also, see, they looked at the playoff stats. I should have known that they would have done that. So let me go to the basketball reference, because basketball reference is very... Let's look at Larry Hughes real quick, because, apparently he didn't have any help. Yo, low-key T out here snapping jokes out here. He said, yo, low-key T, he said Rashad's jump shot was uglier than Precious. Oh, man, if LeBron had never won a chip but still have his skills accomplishments for his whole career, LeBron fanboys would say he's still the GOAT. Of course. Look at this. Larry Hughes, for those who say he was trash. Larry Hughes led the league in steals in 2005. Larry Hughes also made first team All-NBA defense in 2005. Really? So Larry Hughes was some scrub. In 2006, he missed 36 games. Shout out to Watchful News. Shout out to Weiss. I guess the team is trash if they win 66 games. Shout out to Josh, who says salute to Josh the GOAT. Appreciate you, my brother. No doubt. Shout out to Godzilla, man. Appreciate you. Again, guys, smash that like. Hit that subscribe button as you guys come in. Make sure to say hello to everybody in the chat. So yeah, continuing with Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes led the team in steals. He led the Wizards in steals when he played with Gilbert Arenas. He says, Zaya Daddy. Yo, low-key throwing jokes out here. G Money says, Bron fans are fine without failure and they make too many excuses with excuses. Yeah, they just accept losing. Participation trophies are better than winning. That's their mindset. So Larry Hughes, that dude was playing a lot of games. Look at that. He played only 30. He missed 46 games when he was with the Cavaliers. He averaged, the funny thing is, in 2005, he averaged 22 points per game. He averaged 22 points per game. He goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He goes from 22 to 15.5. Then he averages 14.9 the very next year. And then he gets traded to Chicago. Do you know why he left Miami? Are we talking about LeBron? Oh, yeah. There's a lot of reasons why he left, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But he was a consistent double-digit scorer with Cleveland. See, but these are the things that they're not going to mention to you about. They won't mention that. Let's see. Let's look at the competition for the Cleveland Cavaliers. and this is why I'm gonna debunk the myth that this team was trash. Oh, whoops! I shouldn't have done that. Let's click. Okay, let's look at this Cleveland Cavaliers. This is I'm gonna expose the myth. This is how people say Ryan Powers. How old is he? Who are you talking about? Shout out to Ryan Powers, by the way. Hold on, G Money. Don't go too ahead. Here we go. 2007 Cleveland Cavaliers. Head coach Mike Brown. Points per game, 96.8. That made them 19th out of 30 teams. So that tells you that they play a very slow pace when a team scores that little. But look at the opponent's points per game. They allowed 92.9 points per game. That was good for 5th in the NBA. So let me get this straight. A trash team that LeBron took to the finals were 5th in opponent points per game. Wow, some trash team. Simple rating system. They were ranked 7th out of 30 teams in the league. But I thought that this team was full of bums if they were ranked 7th in the league. Their pace, 18th out of 30, which means that they're a slow team. They play half court and they also play the LeBron system. Offensive rating, they were not great. They were 18th out of 30, so you could tell that this was an offensively challenged team. But they won 50 games and they finished 2nd in the Central Division behind Detroit. Their defensive rating, 101.3. That was good for 4th in the NBA. And they were 3rd in the league in attendance. A trash team would not be going to Cleveland games like that if they knew their team was bad. But I just exposed the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers were 50 and 32, and they were 5th in points per game. And also, they were 4th in defensive rating. How is that trash? How is that trash? So I know he's asking me why did LeBron sign with the enemy, but we're gonna get into that in a second, man. And again, continue to smash the like and hit that subscribe button as you guys come in. Check this out, guys. They were expected to win 52 games this season. The 2007 Cavaliers, no, LeBron was actually the only All-Star on that team. Low key says LeBron is a TV dinner. Is he? What is he? Is he banquet? Is he healthy choice? Is he hungry man? Is he kids choice? Because he got to be one of those. Or maybe he's just a hot pocket. While he said Jordan is a home cooked meal. LeBron out here being a dinner snack and it ain't the good kind. So if we look at Cleveland stats, ladies and gentlemen, that's just crazy, man. Yeah, low-key T got some jokes, and like I said, go subscribe to the channel, man. I'm telling you, man, that dude is a articulate brother, man. That dude is funny as hell. The man should do stand up with the stuff that he be talking about, bro. And so the 2007 Cavaliers. Let's look at the first round, man, because we're gonna go through this. Like I said, we're gonna talk about both LeBron and KD. So the Washington Wizards. They sweep them 4-0. Let's look at the Washington Wizards team record. Would you look at that? They were 41 and 41. They were 28th in the league in points allowed at 104.9 points per game. But LeBron gets all the credit for carrying trash teams to the finals. But you look at this record right here, 104.9 points per game. So they weren't a good defensive team. They were 4th in offensive rating. They were 15th in the league in simple ratings. They were expected to win 40 games that year, and that's with Gilbert Arenas and with Caron Butler as their 2 best players. They both went to the All-Star team that year in both 2006 and 2007, and they didn't even play. Look at that. Look at that. That was 2007, the Washington Wizards. I'm looking at their playoff matchups that year. 12th in attendance. Defensive rating, 28th out of 30. No, obviously without LeBron, they don't make the playoffs. That's obvious. LeBron is the best player on the team. He's the only guy that can create his own shot. But by no means is this team trash is what I'm basically trying to say, because their calling card was defense, Ryan. But they didn't have their offensive identity was the LeBron system. So they didn't even really play a system. But they didn't have another guy that can create his own shot. So they needed that. So I'm gonna say that obviously LeBron is the best player on the team. I'm just going by competition. So competition. Gilbert Arenas gets injured. Caron Butler was injured. So Josh, to answer your question, that's 2007. So they sweep them. So we go back. All right, let's go to more team info. Let's go to the New Jersey Nets. Let's go to the New Jersey Nets. Huh? Let's go check that out. LeBron out here be dressing with his wig like chicks, man, with his damn lace front. The New Jersey Nets. Look at this. 13th in opponent points per game. 15th in points per game. 97.6. 15th in the league, middle of the pack. Pace, 16 out of 30. They were projected to win 39 games this year, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. Like they were offensively challenged, Ryan, but by no means was that team trash. Look at the Nets' offensive rating, 5.7. That's 16th out of 30 teams. They were projected to win 39 games that year, the 07 Nets, and they won 41. Their defensive rating was 15th out of 30 teams. Come on, bro. And people talking, and he getting all this credit. And let's look at the Toronto Raptors, the team that they beat. He said, I live in Jersey. Don't remind me how raggedy that team was. The Toronto Raptors. That was the team that Chris Bosh was on. The 07 Raptors. They were ninth in pace, but they were not that good of a defensive team. Really? Come on, dog. Seriously, man. And that team took them to 6 games. That should have been a 4-game sweep because they got no answer for LeBron James. All right, now let's go to the Detroit Pistons, the team that they love giving the LeBron fanboys love giving credit for. Here we go. The Detroit Pistons. I'm going to lay some context with this right here. Okay. The Pistons were dead last. They were dead last in pace, 30 out of 30 teams. They were 21st in points per game. So that's another team that struggles to score, 96 points per game. Cleveland was 18th in the league in points per game. 3 spots. Not that much better, but y'all get my point, right? So then we go to the offensive rating. Offensively, they were 6th out of 30 teams. So they were a good offensive team. Defensive rating, they were 7th in the league. But here's where I put the context in here. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the issue. The problem is there was no Ben Wallace. No, Ryan, it's not. No, Ryan, it's not. It's not hating on Braun. The problem is that these guys, when they argue, they don't ever mention these kind of facts and they don't do this kind of research, Ryan. It's not hate on LeBron. That's the issue that I'm talking about. People over glorify a lot of the things that he does. And it's like they don't put things into proper perspective. I don't hate LeBron James, to be honest with you. I really don't. But it's sad that people keep overrating this. I'm telling you, there's no Ben Wallace. Also, Larry Brown would have schematically did a scheme to stop LeBron James. And this Detroit team was a little bit of an older team too. But they don't want to mention all those kind of things. They just mention, listen, what I'll give LeBron credit for is this. I'm gonna give that. All right, let me put this comment right here. Oh no, you could no. Low key, you could hate if you want to. I don't care, bro. Never said that wasn't true. As a matter of fact, I saw when he had they showed a picture of him on Instagram putting on that wizard thing. I know what that's about. Trust me, I know what that's about. Antonio McDyess was ejected in Game 5. That was a crucial factor. Ryan says, "You not." Low key is though. Low key got history with that dude, I guess, yo. That's why I don't know if he slept with his girl. I don't know if he found him some way to stole his lunch when he was trying to eat it. But yo, low if you would have been on his Jeopardy, man, and the category was people he hate the most, he had LeBron. He had him hate the most for 500, yo. Oh man, the Pistons weren't that old though. They weren't. But the problem is no one had the foot speed to guard LeBron James because LeBron was just too fast for them. So they really didn't have a defender that was able to stay in front of him. So that's the thing. LeBron was just too quick for them, and it's like Detroit. If they couldn't stop him, he demoralized them. So let me just put it that way. But it does hurt the fact that, like Sly said, there's no Antonio McDyess, and on top of the fact that there's no Chris Webber was in the starting lineup, but this is Chris Webber at 35 years old, so he's clearly not in his prime. But like I said, Detroit, the stats will tell you that this team, like I said, they were great because they were 6th in offensive rating and 7th. But what it doesn't tell you, he shop at Mandy's. Yo, low key out here going crazy, bro. Whatchamacallit, but yeah. So that was the issue, man. LeBron was amazing in that series, but at the same time, it's like when you don't have. And the funny thing is that when Ben Wallace went to Chicago, he got traded to the Cavaliers the very next year. So people tend to overrate that run like a little too much when you look at LeBron's competition. Not saying that it's not an amazing feat because it is, but he got really over glorified, man, for how much he went. And when you look at the competition, this is why context matters. Then we look at the San Antonio Spurs. The reason I'm bringing this team up, guys, is because of this thing where people keep saying that LeBron was overmatched going up against the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm clicking this team here because, okay, San Antonio, they led the league in points per game in terms of defending. So they were first in the NBA in opponent points. They were 5th in offensive rating. Okay. Somebody clue in Layla on what I'm talking about. The Spurs were projected to win 64 games. They were first in the league in terms of their simple rating system, 8 out of 30. So their calling card was defense, but they were 14th in points per game, but they were 5th in offensive rating. And they were 2nd in the league in defensive rating. So the Spurs were good. They were very good. Now, let's go to the series. I'm going to go to the series numbers because this is very important when we're talking about. Let's look at the series. In game 1, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost 85-76. 85-76. The Cleveland Cavaliers only lost by 9. But LeBron fanboys would have you think that LeBron had just absolutely no chance. They lost by 9. Game 2. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost by 11 points, 103-92. When I look at the stats, why is Tony Parker scored 27 points in game 1. Then he scored 30 points in game 2. And then let's look at game 3. Game 3, check out this final score, ladies and gentlemen. The San Antonio Spurs won 75-72. But LeBron fanboys would have you think that the Cavaliers were facing insurmountable odds against the San Antonio Spurs. The Cavaliers lost only by 3. LBJ, don't tap Keisha Cole. That's a good question. And then, ladies and gentlemen, check out game 4. In game 4, the San Antonio Spurs won by 1 point, 83-82. But wait a minute. Yeah, the Cavaliers got swept. But if you look at game 1, game 3, and game 4, only 1 out of the 4 games did the Spurs win by double digits, and that was just barely. Tony Parker is an all-star, and he's good. But let's face it, LeBron James had the assignment of guarding Tony Parker. And the only thing that LeBron needed was to play better. So that's what I'm saying. If you look at the 2007 Cavs, they were in the NBA Finals. They could have won 2 games in this series. So, yeah, Tony Parker is an all-star. Tony Parker is he's very good, no doubt. I mean, he won Finals MVP. But my question is, how did LeBron allow Tony Parker to cook him this much in the finals? I know he wasn't the only one guarding Tony Parker, but I know Mike Brown primarily put him on there. And LeBron James, he had 25 points in game 3. I think he led all scorers in that game. As a matter of fact, I believe that this finals was actually the lowest rated watched finals in NBA history, the 07 NBA finals. and the Spurs only won by 1 in Cleveland, and they won by 3. That tells you that the Cavaliers had an opportunity to win both games at home. Tony Parker is very underrated. Absolutely. Absolutely. Braun was great in the playoffs, but were terrible in the finals. And this is why I don't give LeBron a pass for that, because people overglorify his run to the finals. And those two opponents with the Nets and the Wizards are very glaring. And then on top of that, he had an opportunity to make this series competitive, and they lost in the fourth quarter. Like I said, I will say this. Yeah, he did it in 4 years, man. LeBron James was able to get to the finals at age 22 in 4 years. That is crazy. Wait, it says no chips in 5 years, no MVP since 2013, but he's the GOAT? Yeah, you mean, I got you. I got you. He means 4 years that he won the championship. Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the Cavs were a great defense. They just had problems scoring. And like I said, LeBron just needed that second guy. But other than that, like, the Cavaliers by no means was this a trash team. The Spurs, I'm not going to say were like completely over. They were a little bit older. Tim Duncan was 31, so the only thing is Tim Duncan definitely would be in his prime. It's just that he sacrificed his scoring. Tony Parker, this was his second All-Star team that he made. So his first All-Star team was in 2006. Manu Ginobili made an All-Star 2 years ago. So, that's what's important. All right. So now we go to 2008. The 2008 Cavs. Excuse me. And I'm going to get to KD pretty soon. The 2008 Cavs, they won 45 games. Their defensive rating actually slipped a little bit. They were 25th in pace. They were still top 10 in points allowed. They could have. So in the first round, they faced the Washington Wizards. The Cavs were predicted to only win 40 games, but they overexceeded that and they won 45. If we look at their roster, we have Larry Hughes, we have Damon Jones, Mr. Foghorn Leghorn himself, Damon Jones, Ira Newble, Sausage Pavlovich, Cedric Simmons, Joe Smith. That's not a great roster. They did get Delonte West, Ben Wallace, and Wally Szczerbiak in a trade. But the game, it's not a great roster. So that's obvious. So as we keep going, so they faced the Washington Wizards, and this is why I'm going to the competition that the 08 Cavaliers faced was the Boston Celtics. That team won 66 games. They were the best team in the NBA. Obviously, record-wise, that's an all-time great defense. If you look at the 2008 Celtics, that was a tough competition that LeBron went up against in 2008. But if we look at the Washington Wizards again, that team only won 43 games. This is why people keep going crazy with LeBron's first-round win percentage, but defensive rating, 24th out of 30 teams, 27th in the league in pace, and they were 12th in the NBA in points per game. That team has really never been a good and then their offensive rating actually dipped. But part of the reason with that, though, was also that Gilbert Arenas missed a lot. He missed most of that season with a knee injury. So you do have to put a little bit of context on that. But at the same time, though, the Wizards were not a great defensive team. We know this. So, that's the thing. So if we go, so I'm not going to go to the Celtics because, again, that team was an all-time great team. So I already know about that. So we know about that. They won 66 games. They had the defensive player of the year in Kevin Garnett. So that was tough. I know LeBron did not play great. He had some good moments. I already appreciate it, man. So you know what? So then we have to go to 2009. This is where things get really dicey for this guy. You know why? Here it comes. The 2009 Cleveland Cavaliers. They were 13th in points per game, but they led the league. I was talking about the 2008 team. Right now I'm talking about the 2009 Cavaliers. Best record in the NBA, One more win than the '09 Lakers. 66-16. Mike Brown, Coach of the Year. 13th in points per game. Okay. They led the league in opponent points per game. Number 1 in the league. 91.4 points per game. They were rated to be first that season of 30. They were 4th in the league in offensive rating at 112.4. That was 4th in the league. Then on top of that, they were 3rd in defensive rating. Now let's look at the first round opponents. The Detroit Pistons, 39 wins. Solid defense in terms of opponent points, but their defensive rating flew all the way down to 17th. They were 21st in offensive rating, and they only won 39 games. And the Cavaliers swept them. They did not really have that good of a roster. Next team, the Atlanta Hawks, the team that pushed the 66 Celtics and 16 Celtics to 7 games last year. They were 10th in opponent points per game, okay, but their pace was 24th, and their defensive rating was not that good, and they had nobody that could stop LeBron. So LeBron was owning that year. LeBron was the MVP. Then we got the Orlando Magic, who they lost to in 6 games. And by the way, if y'all need to go watch that series. The Magic were very good. They won 59 games. And I've noticed that with LeBron teams, with the exception of the Boston Celtics of 2008, and noticed that when LeBron at that time, let's see, they won 59 games. They were 10th in points. They were 10th in points. They were 6th in opponent points. They were the number 1 defensive rated team, but they were 11th in offensive rating. That would have changed if Jameer Nelson was there. Unfortunately for the Cavaliers, Jameer Nelson did not play in that series because Jameer Nelson made the All-Star team, but I think he had a knee injury. I think he tore his ACL. And Jameer was averaging damn near 20 points, 7 assists, I think 4 rebounds, and he did it on 50, 40, 90 splits. And this is prime Dwight Howard we're talking about here. They had Rafer Alston, Jameer Nelson, Michael Petrus, Rashard Lewis. If you look at Cleveland's defense in that series, it was horrible. I'm sorry, man. Oh, no, people picked the Cavaliers to lose against the Spurs. What I'm trying to tell people is that people are making it like it was so insurmountable. I'm just saying that with him, it's like the greatest player of all time, if he wins 2 more finals MVPs, he's got to improve that finals record. That's he's going to have to improve that finals record. The thing is, I have LeBron in the top 10. I just can't consider him top 5. He's a statistically dominant player, but his issue is when it comes to the team IQ, that's kind of been his problem. It's the team IQ. He has one of the best individual IQs in NBA history. But when it comes to incorporating teammates, he can't play in a system, and that's not good. If you're at least trying to win, because we could kind of judge LeBron a little bit more differently in terms of how does he do playing in a system. Because at least in Miami, he was forced to play it, and then when he left Miami, he went back to playing. The LeBron system. So it was telling me like if he almost really didn't learn anything when he went to Miami, coming back to Cleveland. All right. So they lose. So obviously they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. Then we go to 2010, and then we're going to get to Kevin Durant next. And then I'm just going to kind of go back and forth. G-Money, I know he played. I was talking about, again, I'm not talking about against the Lakers. I was talking about against the Cavaliers. But Jameer was clearly not the same player in those finals. All right, so going back on this, 2010. Defensive rating, 7th in the league. Opponents, they're 6th in points. They had the best record in the NBA, 61-21 that season in 2010. And they faced the Chicago Bulls in the first round. If you look at the Bulls, that's second-year Derrick Rose. The Bulls only won 41 games. Yeah. Ryan, there's the thing is you got to put context. You got to put context in that. I can't give LeBron a pass on the 2018 NBA Finals for this reason. He had an amazing performance in game 1, and everybody I know about JR, he messed up. I know about George Hill. LeBron had an all-time amazing performance. The issue I had with him was his leadership after they got into overtime. You had an opportunity to win. It's called trying to move forward. And LeBron even said that he felt like that he lost his opportunity after game 1. And it's like, no, you had games 2, 3, and 4. The thing was game 1 was winnable. Like I said, JR just made a boneheaded play. Yeah, no, I can see that you're lagging, so it's cool. He had a chance to win in game 1. He had an opportunity to try to get game 2. In game 3, he got a lot of help in game 3. I can't give him a pass for that. The problem is that LeBron's system is to make him look good, and his teammates, then all of a sudden they don't even know how to play. That's the thing. Your teammates look better when they play in a system. If LeBron James had brought the system that he played in Miami to Cleveland, I'm telling you right now, he would have had so many opportunities to win, and I would have given LeBron respect for that. That's why I can't. And the thing is, let's be honest. We can't put Draymond at that level of an all-star because he's not that. And he proved it this season. That dude is overrated. And I would suggest, Ryan, that you watch yesterday's stream where we talked about Maverick Carter. Draymond Green is very overrated. He's a defensive player of the year. I get all that, but he's a role player. Draymond talks like he's some superstar or he's some high-level power forward. That dude would not be making all-star teams, not even in the early 2000s. And he's definitely not making it in the 90s. With the talented power forwards that played at that time, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I'm talking to Ryan P, and you're Ryan N. So they had opportunities. That's why I'm not giving LeBron a pass. And then the thing was, LeBron's heart was not in it in game 4. And the thing is, the worst part is that what he did after the post game, he made an excuse for it. So when he does that, I'm just like, no, man, I'm sorry. I can't give him a pass for that. I can't. The Chicago Bulls, they were okay, but they weren't going to beat LeBron. Derrick Rose was pretty much their best player. They won 41 games. The Cavs beat them in 5. And then we have the Boston Celtics. All right, so I'm going to just say Ryan P, and then I got Ryan. So just to say the difference, Ryan N and then Ryan P. He quit so many times in front of my eyes. No excuse. The GOAT can't quit and cheat. In 2016, Draymond would have been Finals MVP. He definitely would have, and that's on Steph Curry. But let's also face it, Draymond cost himself because LeBron and his camp made sure that he got suspended for Game 5. LeBron's system is really pick off basketball. He didn't quit so many times. 20. Well, here's the thing, Ryan P. You need to go back and watch the 2009 Eastern Conference Finals. His numbers were beasts, but watch the way he played defense in that game. And if you look at Game 6, Game will tell you a lot. Like, I'm guaranteeing you, I saw Game 6 2 days ago, and I'm telling you, what I saw from my eyes, I didn't even notice it when I was watching the series. Watch that series. You don't have to watch the entire series, but I'm telling you, if you watch Games 3, 4, 5, and 6, there's a lot of glaring things that people don't see that I didn't even notice at first until I had to rewatch it. I'm telling you. Shout out to Denzel Marsh. He says KD over LeBron. I'm going to get to KD in a second right now. Ryan N says, if KD didn't get hurt, Celtics would have won 2 titles instead of just, KG, my fault. I said KD. I meant KG. My bad. I read that wrong. Again, smash the like and keep hitting that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all of you. Draymond shouldn't have been kicking people in the nuts all season. Oh, I agree with you. As a matter of fact, he should have got suspended against the OKC Thunder. He should have got suspended against the OKC Thunder. I'm on record as saying that. He was kicking dudes in the nuts all. Shout out to Jai Muhammad. Yep. You can't say quit so many times, and it's right there. Well, I wouldn't say 2015 Warriors. That's a little bit dicey, but 2009 Magic, he did quit. If you want, Ryan, I'm gonna tell you right now, the series that I'm talking about where he should have got suspended was against Oklahoma City, Western Conference Finals. He kicked KD over the head and he hit Steven Adams in the nuts. I remember that was game 4. But the way he was flailing his body, he was acting like he ain't got no control of his body. But he did. So, oh no, we were saying right here, dude. Ryan, watch the series against the Magic, game 6. Are you talking about 2016? I think KD should have been top 3 candidate in MVP voting last season. He could have been. Also, look at this. 2010 against Boston. LeBron James was up 2-1 on the Boston Celtics. LeBron James scored 38 points, had 8 rebounds and 7 assists, and the Cavaliers, they blew out the Celtics by 36 points. To this day, it's the worst loss in franchise history for Boston in the playoffs. To this day. That told me that Cleveland could have won this series. And then in games 4, 5, and 6, you need to watch the highlights and you need to watch. LeBron was very passive in game 5. I just didn't understand why. He took very little bit of shots. LeBron played like he wanted out. People will point to his 27-point triple-double, but if you look at it, he was turning the ball over like crazy, and you could just tell that he was pretty much gone. He was pretty much gone to Miami. You could just see it. Now, I have no issue with LeBron going to Miami, but it was how he handled everything. It was how he handled Cleveland in the playoffs in 2010 against the Celtics. The 1-hour decision that he made just to say that he was going to go to Miami. I had no issue with him going down there, to be honest, but the way he handled that whole situation was not good. And the Heat became the most hated team, arguably in NBA history. The Warriors shouldn't even be in the finals. Are you talking about 2016? If you're saying, well, I agree with you there. Golden State should have not been in the NBA finals. That's correct. You're absolutely right about that. That's why I'm going to get to Kevin Durant in a second, because I'm going to smoke him too. I'm going to smoke Kevin Durant too, because the reason I'm saying both of these players is because of the beneficiary that both of these guys are of the free agency era. Again, guys, make sure y'all smash the like and make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button as you guys come in, man. LeBron versus KD. I'd appreciate y'all, man, for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. And like I said, I'm going to be fair because I'm not just going to be attacking Bron because, like I said, Kevin Durant getting the smoke. He going to get the smoke too. Oh, yeah. Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Kyle Korver. Okay. Here we go. KD would have 3 rings if Curry didn't choke last year, exposing the fact that Steph has never been clutch. Well, that's a little bit difficult, Denzel. Here's the reason why, because I know that if Kevin Durant would have been on that team in 2019, I know a lot of people feel different about it, but I'm telling you right now, Kevin Durant definitely was going to do that. Layla's a math geek. That makes 2 of us because math is actually my favorite subject. So yeah, when you look at 2016, I'm gonna get on Steph Curry for that because Steph Curry had look at it this way. I'm gonna jump forward to 2016 because we know what happened with them. I'm gonna get to the 2011 Heat, but I'm gonna skip a little bit to 2016. So here we go. Yeah, because they can't act like they don't know because it's on TV, so it's well documented. So here's the thing, guys. With 2016, here's the thing about Curry and KD, because I'm gonna skip a little bit before I go back to LeBron. Like I said, LeBron has had an amazing career. Definitely. Yeah. Here we go. I wouldn't call the Warriors the greatest team of all time. They're one of the greatest teams, but they're not Listen, when you talk about greatest teams of all time, we're talking about 89 Pistons. We're talking about the 83 Sixers. We're talking about the 72 Lakers. We're talking about the 86 Celtics. We're talking about the 87 Lakers. We're talking about the 96 Bulls. I wouldn't put the Warriors. They're a great team, but I wouldn't put them as the greatest team of all time. I'll say the greatest regular season team of all time in terms of Golden State with their 3 chips in 5 years. I would give it to the 2017 Golden State Warriors. That team is the greatest team of the Warrior teams in their franchise history. That team is the greatest out of their 5. I can't put 2016 up there because they didn't win a championship and they didn't look dominant in the postseason. 2015, that was really the first time they got up there in terms of winning a title, and really nobody really took the Warriors seriously at that time. Nobody even thought they were an NBA Finals team coming into that season. They just surprised a lot of people and they just came out of nowhere. That's what happened with Golden State. But like I said, Draymond is overrated when it comes to people are propping up the competition that LeBron went up against. Like I said, the weapon out there is Kevin Durant. What made them an all-time great team was Kevin Durant. What made them, arguably unguardable was Kevin Durant because of the factor with Curry. But when you really look at it, the thing with Klay Thompson is he's a good defender and he's a shooter. But the thing is, he can't put the ball on the floor consistently. Oh, the 0-1 Lakers too that went 15-1 in the postseason. He doesn't put the ball on the floor consistently. Yeah, Klay Thompson could get hot and could give you a 60-point game in 29 minutes and a 37-point quarter and all that. But remember, are you going to count on Klay Thompson to be your go-to player? That's the thing. Oh, I didn't see you say 16, 17. My fault. But I would put that's your personal opinion. The Warriors were the greatest team ever in 2017. They're definitely, I would put the Warriors, the 2016, 2017 Warriors, I would probably put them, they would be in the top 10 because they would probably be between 5 and 6 in terms of all-time great teams because that team is a special team. But the other teams, the 2018 Warriors, the 2018 Warriors are actually very comparable to 2 teams. The 1991 the Run TMC Warriors in terms of like the record, not the record, but more so in terms of the lineup and then the points per game, they're very comparable. And then if you look at the offensive rating of the 93 Suns, it's very similar to the 2018 Golden State Warriors. That's why when you look at the 96 Bulls, even though they have Kevin Durant and they have Steph Curry, the way that Michael Jordan and the Bulls would look at, and Michael, Scottie, Dennis, and the Bulls, they would look at the Warriors and they would say, we've played a team like this before. Now, I know what other people are going to say. Shout out to Corey Apaya for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, my man. And, getting back on this. All right, let me get to Kevin Durant real quick. Loki's got Curry. Let me get this, man. That's the thing. Here we go. When you look at Kevin Durant, the guy's a great player. In my opinion, he's the best player in the NBA. But this is why I'm going to smoke KD right now. And I'm going to go right to 2016 because he's going to get that smoke. I'm not going to spend all my time on LeBron. Let's go to the 2015-2016 Oklahoma City Thunder. Why I'm very pissed off at Kevin Durant. Here's why. And like I said, KD is a unbelievable talent he's a once-in-a-lifetime great player. But I'm going to keep it a buck about Kevin Durant because KD going to get the smoke from me. Here we go. Shout out to Michelle's daughter. He said, hey, make sure to smash the like and hit that subscribe. Watch this, guys. And again, you guys, Ryan says he has a question. Yo, let me know what your question is, Ryan, and put it in the chat, obviously. Sly says that, the 03 Spurs are his favorite team. Well, G-Money, let Ryan P have his opinion. He thinks that the 2017 Warriors are the greatest team ever. That's his opinion. That's not a problem. And Denzel thinks that they're the greatest team ever. That's cool. In my opinion, they definitely are a top 10 all-time team. I just wouldn't put him as the greatest though, because I feel like there's a lot better when I look at all-time teams. You look at some of the talent on some of these teams. When you talk about teams like the Lakers and the '86 Celtics, yo, those are some all-time teams right there. Okay, let's go. I'm trying to type. Let me type in Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma. There we go. Like, come on, Basketball Reference, get your ass to get it together, man. Here we go. It's not showing anything. Where are you? OKC. There we go. Oklahoma City. Bam. Okay, let's go to the previous season. We're gonna keep going. Season. Shout out to Corey Apia. He says, "What's up? What's up, Corey? Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate it. Continue to let other people know about the channel. I hope everything is going good with you in this quarantine time, and I appreciate you for stopping through, and I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. By the way, I gotta ask you, Corey, are you a fan of LeBron James? Are you a fan of Kevin Durant? Are you a fan of both players? Let me know who your favorite team is as well." We says, "I'm sorry if the Lakers have Bob McAdoo coming off the bench. Your team is stacked." And that's Bob McAdoo won 2 rings, 82, 80, and 85. There we go. 2015, 2016 Oklahoma City Thunder. Ah, I see. He's an OKC fan. Got you, man. Kevin Durant. Oh, are you a Warriors fan? That was up 3-1. Which one? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Shout out to Sly. Exactly. 83 was too dope. Denzel says KD is tied 3rd all-time playoff points average, cannot be called a choker ever. Meanwhile, LeBron has single-digit scoring in the NBA Finals game. Well, no. KD balls out in the NBA Finals, Denzel. We're not talking about that, man. We're not talking about that. KD balls out. And the reason I'm going to bring this up next, and I'm going to show you something that is very glaring. Corey says his favorite team is the Rockets. Actually, G Money, you can't say if you don't want to respect. No, you have to respect his opinion. What you could tell him is that I don't agree with your opinion, but you got to respect it, bro. You got to respect it. You can't just say that, oh, I don't respect his opinion because I want to. No, because then it's going to make it seem like, no. If he believes that team is the greatest team ever, G Money, I don't have a problem with you saying that the Warriors are not the greatest team ever of the 26-17 team. I don't have an issue with that. But that's his opinion. You can't say that you don't want to respect it. And then you're just saying that it doesn't make sense. Here, if you have an opinion and you think that it's the greatest team ever, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. G Money, you could keep your opinion, bro. That's like I said, I don't have an issue with you saying that, but you got to respect his. That's his personal opinion. You could say I don't agree with it. That's fine, but to say you don't respect it, no, because that's basically saying that you just don't think it's credible. And like I said, I get it, but respect the man's opinion. That's his. Just like I'm going to say with you. So Jahan Mahan, and Corey says he's a Thunder fan. All right, cool. That's what's up. Yo, shout out to your OKC Thunder, Corey. They're and shout out to 6'200". Appreciate you coming through in the building. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure again y'all smash that like and hit that subscribe. And John Muhammad, 96 Bulls, 92 Bulls, 86 Celtics, 68 Celtics, 67 Sixers, 83 Sixers, 87 Lakers, 01 and 2017 Warriors are the best teams of all time. And you see how Jaya had did it? He put the Warriors in the conversation and he gave respect to all those all-time great teams. That's how you do it, my man. That's how you do it. G Money, you're not listening, bro. You don't have to agree, but you can't come off on people like that just saying that you're not going to respect it. And the thing is, we're just talking about basketball. We're just talking about basketball. I'm not forcing you to say, oh, that they're the greatest team of all time. That's not what I'm telling you. So you do need to respect his opinion because that's his choice. He can't force you to say that the teams that you like, he can't force you to say that, bro. I'm not going to tell him that, oh, you need to like what G Money's saying, or G Money, you need to like what he's saying. No, You don't have to respect his opinion in terms of the fact that you don't agree with him. You could just say, I don't agree with him, but you're like, I don't respect that. No, you can disagree in terms of the greatest team of all time. I don't have an issue with that, but you got to respect his opinion, just like everybody else's, even if you don't agree with it. You could just say, I don't agree with it. I don't have an issue with that. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But don't just say, I don't respect their opinion. That doesn't make any sense because everybody is entitled to their opinion, just like you are. So don't just say that. You can't just say that, man. I see Corey's a Russell Westbrook fan. All right, cool. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Jihad is beasting out here. Jihad is making a lot of points. Appreciate Jihad. He says, yo, people just count the All-Stars and assume that the Warriors are the greatest. They get smoked by most teams in history. And that's the issue that I'm having right here. I said that Warriors are one of the great all-time teams, no question, but they're not the greatest team of all time. They're not. Now let's get to 2016, and I'm talking about KD. All right, let's look at this. OKC won 55 games, right? Second in the league in points per game. They weren't that great defensively, but that's because they played on talent with KD and Russ, because it was the KD and Russ system. And I blame Billy Donovan for not incorporating a real system because, again, he had two guys who we really couldn't say no to. That told me how soft Billy Donovan was. And it's a blessing that he has Chris Paul this year because Chris Paul is a floor general. And Chris Paul's not going to be the type of guy. And yeah, he low-key kind of got an ego himself, Chris Paul, but not at the level of a Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. So 10th in the league in pace. Check it out. They're second in the league in offensive rating. Second in the league in offensive rating. And defensive rating, they're 13th. It kind of sounds that way, G Money. It kind of sounds that way. And we talked about this before. But here we go. So if you look at the OKC Thunder, this team was projected to win 59 games this year. And I would have put them at third out of 30 teams. I would have put them at the third best record all time in the regular season. They blew 18 double-digit leads that season, which basically means that they almost would have won 70 games. And if people remember, the Spurs won 67 games that year, and the Golden State Warriors, obviously, they set the record for wins that season with 73. The thing with the Golden State Warriors that people have to understand is Steph Curry was doing things that teams were not doing at that time. When you look at him and then you look at that Golden State team, by 2019, the league had already caught up with Golden State. The league had not caught up to Golden State because Golden State was doing things with the three-point shot that other teams were not doing. And they were blowing teams out of the water. And Curry was so efficient that season that he was doing this in pretty much in 30 minutes of action. This guy scored 30 points on 50, 40, 90 splits in just 31 minutes of action. Most superstars in the league are playing 35 to 40 minutes a game, 41 minutes. Curry did this in 31 minutes playing his system. And this was an equal opportunity offense because Draymond Green led the team in assists, I believe, with about 7. Curry was in an equal opportunity offense with him with the ball. That's crazy. And he was able to get those 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists on 50, 40, 90 splits. Scott Brooks, and the crazy part is Scott Brooks was already not on that team. Let me go back to Weiss's comment because Corey was just saying that part though. Scott Brooks was the 2016 Thunder coach. The Thunder are beating the Warriors. This is where I gotta put some blame on Kevin Durant, and this is why I'm gonna get into it. So I'm gonna go straight to the Western Conference Finals. They beat the 67-win Spurs. They got some calls in that series against San Antonio. But let's go to the stats in the series with Golden State. Okay. Game 1. If we look at that playoff series, If you look at, what is it? Okay, Curry for the series averaged 27 points. He averaged 27 points. Trying to see, wait, I'm trying to see here. Okay, Curry averaged 27 points, six rebounds, 5 assists. Curry shot 44% for the series. He shot 41% from downtown, and he shot 88 from the free throw line. Klay Thompson averaged 24 points, 4 rebounds, 1.7 assists, and he shot 41% from the field and 41% from three, 86 from the line. Draymond Backpack Kid Green, 11.3 points per game, 8.9 rebounds, 4.3 assists. You know Draymond, the guy who said who can average 20 and 10 in his sleep? He shot 35% from the field, and he shot 20% from three and 75 from the free throw line. Look at that. Harrison Barnes was the only player in this series that shot efficiently. And he didn't even average 10 points in the series. All right, let's go to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. Look at these horrible numbers, folks. He averaged 30 points per game. That sounds great, right? He had 8 rebounds. He only had 3 assists, so he wasn't really sharing the ball at the time. 1.7 steals and 1.7 blocks. So Kevin Durant was playing some defense. The issue is he only shot 42% from the field in this series. Shout out to Speaking My Sports Talk, and make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. But he only shot 28% from three-point range. Kevin Durant shot 28% from three-point range, and he scored the most points on the team with 210 in the 7-game series. And Weiss just put the stat up. He said 10 for 31 in Game 6. I'll never forget. Turnovers. KD had 25 turnovers in the 7-game series. Now, 30 sounds like KD's beasting, but he shot 42% from the field and 28% from three. And KD had 25 turnovers. If you average that in a 7-game series, that's almost 4 per game. That's almost 4 per game. Now let's look at Russell Westbrook. He did. Shout out to Johnson. He says, yo, what's up? Klay killed in Game 6. Check this out, man. And like I said, shout out to Speaking My Sports Talk. But my thing is Russell Westbrook. This dude had the second most points on the team with 187. No other player on OKC even scored 100 points in that series. So it was the KD and Russ show. This is where I blame Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan, your team is bigger than Golden State. Why the hell did you decide to go small? And I think if Scott Brooks was the coach, because my issue with Scott Brooks is on offense, he was too reliant on KD and Russ, but he definitely would have stayed big, knowing that Golden State had issues with their length. The Thunder were the better rebounding team, and they had athleticism, rebounding, and defense. The Thunder through the first 4 games looked so dominant on Golden State. Games 5, 6, and 7. Now, let's go to didn't see Golden State as nothing but a professional organization who outclassed OKC from player to coach. In the very end, watchful news, that's exactly what happened in games 5, 6, and 7 because these guys had a lead, right? Exactly. Look at the stats for our bench, Dion effing Waiters. Their bench was not that good, but they went small. That was a big mistake by Billy Donovan. That was a big mistake. They didn't stay big. Right here. KD was forcing the issue. Russ was shooting too many shots, averaging less points to KD and shooting a worse percentage. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to Russell Westbrook because I'm going to cook him too. It wasn't all KD's fault. I'm just saying the fact that Kevin Durant gets passes for that series. Russell Westbrook shot 39%, ladies and gentlemen. He thinks he's an alpha, but he's not. He shot 31% from three, not that much better than KD. He shot 82% from the free throw line. And let's look at the games. This is where we get on Kevin Durant, right? Here we go. No, 30 points per game, I'm not saying is beast, man. I'm not saying that. What I'm telling you is that what's very glaring about that is the last 3 games. See, that's the problem that people do sometimes when they look at players. They look at what they average, but when you look at the eye test, the Thunder they were the better team than Golden State. So I'm not downplaying KD's 30. I just told you he averaged 30 points and 8 rebounds. And I'm telling you that I blame that. I blame Kevin Durant, I blame Russell Westbrook, and I also blame. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all go subscribe to Johnson Daily. Make sure y'all go to his channel and make sure y'all subscribe. I'm gonna have to leave the link in the chat because I know that because there's so many names, a lot of people are using this names. They do that. No, Denzel, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you. Russell was shooting way too much. And I said that I blame Billy Donovan with that because, number one, he didn't implement a system. And I also said that I blame him for not staying big because the Warriors could not deal with their defense and their athleticism. So I blame Billy Donovan. But I'm saying that Kevin Durant has also got to get that because as a superstar, you got to get it done. Because when you look at Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, both of those guys could have made history in that 2016 playoffs. If you look at Curry, if Curry beats KD and he beats LeBron James, remember what the media was saying in 2016, and this is what made LeBron James upset. They were saying that Stephen Curry was the best player in the world with what he did, what he helped lead lead the Golden State Warriors. He comes back from 3-1 with Klay Thompson and them boys in Golden State to beat. Russ is very stubborn. That's my issue with Russ. Russ is a great player, but his IQ and his decision making have held him back from being greater. That's one of the reasons he gets blamed a lot. Klay Thompson was clutch in Game 6. All right, let's go back. Game 1. Kevin Durant didn't shoot well. He was 10 of 30. He had 26 points. He was a +8. Steven Adams was killing on the boards in that game. He had 12. Stephen Curry was horrible, 9 of 22 from the field. Klay Thompson wasn't great. All right, we skipped to Game 2. Let's go to the next game. Golden State blows out OKC. Kevin Durant was an efficient 11 of 18. Johnson says, thank you, bro. I haven't done a video yet to send you a shout out. I might just edit like my 3 most videos and put your link in those descriptions. All right, cool, man. All right, cool. Here we go. I've been subscribed. Oh, yeah. No, I already know, Johnson. I already know. Whatchamacallit? Kevin Durant was an efficient 11 of 18. He had 29 points. Kevin Durant was awesome in that game. Russell Westbrook, 5 of 14. What's going on, bro? What is that? 5 of 14. All right, let's go to the next game. Game 3. The Thunder win by 28 points, 133-105, right? Check it out. Stephen Curry struggles, 7 of 17. Now let's go to KD and let's go to Russ. Kevin Durant, 10 of 15 from the field, 33 points. Plus 36. Unbelievable. Russell Westbrook, 10 of 19, 30 points. The Thunder had 6 guys in double figures in that game. Billy D, yup. Denzel says, I'm defending the GOAT. I mean, hey, man, I appreciate Denzel defending KD, man. I defend it. All right, so that's Game 3. KD plays great, and so does Russell Westbrook. Game 4. The Thunder win by 24. Kevin Durant shot 8 of 24, not great. Russell Westbrook was not great himself. Why did Russell Westbrook? That's crazy. This brother took 27 shots. That's crazy, man. 27 shots. And was only 12 of 27. My issue is, how does he have a higher plus minus? Because he had a triple double? Get out of here. KD had 26 and Russ had 36. Russell had 6 turnovers, man. Kevin Durant had 4. The turnovers would become a huge story in the next 3 games. Kevin Durant, 12 of 31. Look at Russell Westbrook, man. 7 turnovers, bro. Durant had 40, got to the free throw line, but he struggled shooting, 12 of 31 from the field. He had 3 turnovers. Russell Westbrook had 7. The what's so crazy is that Russ and KD had 56 turnovers combined in the series. Combined. Let's go to game 6. Why is Russ taking? KD had 31 shots in game 5. Russell Westbrook had 28. Let me go back to game 1. Let me see who took more shots in the series. Let me go back to those series stats. Okay, in game 1, who took more shots? Kevin Durant outshot Russell Westbrook 30-21 in game 1. Game 2. Game 2. Kevin Durant takes 4 more shots, 18-14. Game 3. Watchful News, you're speaking truth. That's true. Durant is a team player. That's very true. I do agree with that, and he proved it in Golden State. Game 3. Wait, game 3. Again, guys, smash that like and hit that subscribe button as you guys come in. How many shots did Kevin Durant take? Russell Westbrook took 19 shots. Kevin Durant took 15. So Durant was being the team player. Russell Westbrook was not. Russell Westbrook. So Kevin Durant in the first 2 games took more shots than Russell Westbrook. In games 3 and 4, Russell Westbrook took more shots than Kevin Durant. All right, so they're even 2-2 through 4 games. Game 5, Kevin Durant takes 31 shots, makes 12. Russell Westbrook takes 28 shots, and he makes 11. So KD, that's games 1, 2, and 5. Russell 3 and 4. All right, the infamous game 6. Arguably the worst game in Oklahoma City history, in my opinion. Not even that game 7. Game 6. Kevin Durant, 10 of 31 from the field. Russell Westbrook took 27 shots. So Kevin Durant, this is 4 games that he outshot Russell Westbrook. And Kevin Durant has 3 games in this series where he's taken 30 shots. 31, 31, 30. But Russell Westbrook was terrible with the turnovers, man. This dude has 6 more turnovers than Kevin Durant, man. That's crazy. Russell Westbrook not even taking care of the ball. Game 7. Russell Westbrook goes 7 of 21 from the field. 3 turnovers. Kevin Durant goes 10 of 19. He has 27 points. Kevin Durant was efficient. And there you go. So Kevin Durant goes to Golden State. I told you there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors that we can blame here. Kevin Durant deserves smoke because he didn't get it done. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. Russell Westbrook was turning the ball over like crazy. They had no answer for Cancer, and they had no answer for Steven Adams on the board, and Ibaka was killing them dudes, man. They were killing them dudes. Their defense was crazy. Their defense was crazy. So what I'm saying is they had it. And yeah, Russ was jealous of KD. Absolutely. I'm not sitting here and deny it. It's true. It's true. It's true. You're absolutely right, Denzel. You're speaking facts, man. All right. So now we get to the Golden State Warriors. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring back LeBron James because this is where I'm exposing him. This whole idea that the Warriors didn't have. So here we go. Let's go to top 100 NBA Finals scoring. By the way, when Kevin Durant went to the Golden State Warriors, Andre Roberson, of course. Thank you for reminding me, Corey. Great. Think about this also, guys. Kevin Durant did not go to that same 73-win team. What he joined was Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. The roster was not the same. They lost Harrison Barnes. They lost Andrew Bogut. They lost Festus Ezeli. They lost Leandro Barbosa. They lost Brandon Rush. Who else did they lose? That's 5 players right there. Did I say Andrew Bogut? Who else did they lose? They lost 7 players on that team. They lost 7 players. I think Anderson Varejao, because he was on the 2016 team, and then I forgot who's the last player they lost. Yeah, and Andre Robertson did not do a good job defensively on Klay Thompson. He let Klay Thompson go off in Game 6. They would have the Thunder would have won in 6. And the funny thing is, I thought that the Warriors' 73-win season was going to go up in smoke. And what hurt Curry and Durant was they both could have made history. He says, now we speaking facts. Oh, Mo Spates. Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you. That was the guy I was missing. Mo Spates. Mr. Mo Buckets. Right? So going back, they gutted the roster to get Kevin Durant. They gutted the roster to get all right, check this out. I find it so funny that people complain about no, I'm trying to get the top 100 career, not NBA Finals average. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. No, not total points. Not total points. That's not what I want. No, top 100 NBA, top 100 players. I want that 100 players list. Let me find it because this is where I'm going to expose LeBron James. And here's the thing with both LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Both of these players are beneficiaries of the free agency era. Both of these guys. These guys. Let me see if scoring average will give me that. Let me see. Let me see. There we go. That's the one I want. There we go. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is right here. Now I'm gonna say this about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant did not ride the coattails of Curry, Draymond, and Klay Thompson. KD balled out, and he snatched it from LeBron James. KD had 50, 40, 90 splits in back-to-back NBA Finals. As a matter of fact, this is where I'm going to give KD credit. Kevin Durant was the second player in NBA history to have a 50, 40, 90 in the NBA Finals. The difference between the first guy was Penny Hardaway. That was one of your NBA Jeopardy questions. All right, so make sure that y'all remember that next time I ask that. But KD did it on 50, 40, 90 splits, and he was the first player to average 30 to do it. Not only that, he's the first ever Finals MVP to average 30 on 50, 40, 90 splits. He's the first player to ever do that. And then KD came back, averaged 28 a game in the 2018 NBA Finals and did it on 50, 40, 90 splits, claiming the Finals MVP. That tells you that Kevin Durant was all-time great in those NBA Finals. He went to a system. KD played his most efficient basketball. Kevin Durant was the guy. You could kind of rock. All right, so this is why I'm going to get on LeBron James and Kevin Durant, because some of these dudes don't act like, these guys got help. LeBron James, my friend. So in terms of NBA Finals average, LeBron James is 7th all-time, averaging 28.2 points per game. Uh-oh. Who's after LeBron James? What? Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, LeBron's teammate Kyrie Irving. He's in the top 10 all-time in NBA Finals average. Do you know what Kyrie averaged in his career in the NBA Finals? And people keep saying that LeBron James didn't have any help. Kyrie Irving, in his career in the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Pink Flames in the building. She says Team Durant. She says Team KD. Shout out to you, Team KD all the way. Again, guys, make sure to smash the like button and hit that subscribe as you guys come in. Kyrie Irving's career NBA Finals average is 27.69 points per game. You know where that ranks Kyrie all time? LeBron James is 7th all time in NBA Finals scoring average. His former teammate Kyrie Irving is 8th. Kyrie Irving is 8th. Oh no, Layla, I'm sorry, not doing that. Not doing that. I don't roll like that. This is alpha work right here. How is it that LeBron didn't have help when Kyrie Irving for his career is a 27.69 NBA Finals career score? Huh? Check that out. Zero help. He had 2 teammates instead of 4. Shout out to Nathaniel. Yo, what's going on, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I hope everything is good with you and you've been safe. Oh, I'm going to get to Steph Curry in a minute. Oh, and for people who criticize Steph Curry, and I know that he has this issue with game-winning shots, down the stretch and all that kind of stuff. You know where Steph Curry is ranked? Well, first of all, let me tell you this. People are going to underestimate Steph Curry, but check this out. Steph Curry in his NBA Finals career, ladies and gentlemen, averages 26.46 points per game. You know where that puts Steph Curry? Steph Curry has the 10th highest NBA scoring average in NBA Finals history. That puts Steph Curry in the top 10. You know who Steph Curry is over? He's over guys like Elgin Baylor, Julius Erving, Kobe Bryant, Clyde Drexler, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade. Curry averaged it in 2017 almost. That was against the Cavs in 2017. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? Curry is 10th all time in NBA Finals average scoring at 26 a game. He has a higher scoring average than Kobe. I mean, not by much, because Kobe's 13th all time. But look, he's got it with Dr. J, Elgin Baylor. These are some all-time greats. KD did it in the where's Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant should be up here. Oh, by the way, you know where KD's at? Actually, KD doesn't average 32 points per game in the finals. He averages 30, but that puts him 4th all time. He has a higher scoring career average than Shaq and LeBron James. Steph is 10th. KD is 4th. LeBron is 7th, and Kyrie is 8th. Now, let me continue to go to the help. Now, and if we continue to go down the list, Kevin Durant is 4th all-time in NBA Finals scoring. LeBron James is 7th. Kyrie is 8th, and Steph Curry's 10th. That's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like and hit that subscribe. Check it out, guys. Check this out. Oh, wait. As I go down the list, wait a minute. Wait, what? Oh, you want to know the top 3 weeks? No problem. Number 1 all-time is Rick Barry, but he's a little bit kind of different. He averaged 36 a game. That happened in the 4-game sweep over the Washington Bullets in 75. Number 2 all-time is the people who pretty much call him the GOAT, MJ. He's at 33 a game. And then 3rd all-time is Jerry West. He's at 38.5. So Rick Barry, Michael Jordan, and Jerry West are the top 3 of NBA Finals scoring all time. MJ, Jerry West, and Rick Barry. Rick Barry. He averaged 36. MJ averaged 33. Jerry West and Kevin Durant averaged 30. Durant is 4th. He's behind Jerry, Michael, and Rick. Guess who's 5th? 5th is Shaq. He averaged 28.8 a game. Number 6 is Bob Pettit at 28.3. 9th, because we said Kyrie is 8th, is Steph Curry is just trailing Hakeem Olajuwon by 1 point. No problem, Ryan. No problem. Jerry West is top 3. Weiss, he's 3rd. Jerry West is 3rd. I'm just telling you, Hakeem Olajuwon is 9th. That's crazy. Steph Curry is in. That's rare air, man. Steph Curry's in the top 10. I didn't know that. I did not know that, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is 19th all time. So wait a minute. LeBron has two teammates that he played with in the top 20. Dwayne Wade is 19th all time, and he averages 23.9 points. You know that guy, guys. The guy that LeBron had to go team up with Chris Bosh. That's two teammates that LeBron has in his career that average clearly 27 and 23. If you combine the averages, LeBron has two teammates averaging 25 points per game, if you do the math. And Wade's in the top 20. That's two teammates. But, LeBron didn't have help. Let's see. If we go down the list, I see. Okay, if we go down the list, I'm surprised Larry Bird. Wow, Larry Bird is actually 22nd. That's crazy. But let's go to the teammates. All right, so for Kevin Durant, would you look at that? Scottie Pippen is 43rd all time. Look at that. Michael's number 2 and Scottie Pippen is 43rd. Look at the disparity. Scottie Pippen averaged 18.9 points in the finals, and his career field goal percentage in the NBA Finals is 42%. Scottie Pippen was a great player, in my opinion, the greatest defensive small forward of all time, but Scottie could have done so much more had he been able to shoot more efficiently, and his efficiency is more better in the regular season than it is in the postseason. Scottie Pippen has certain series, man, but look at the disparity. Scottie's 43rd and Michael's 2nd. LeBron James has a player in the top 10. He has a player right below him in Kyrie Irving. He's 8th. And Dwayne Wade is 19th. That's crazy. That's crazy. But look at this. Kobe Bryant. Kobe has Shaq. Shaq is obviously 5th. And then Kobe is 13th. And then Kobe's teammate, Pau Gasol, is 55th at 17.2 points per game. Let's go to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is 46. Klay Thompson's 46 at 18 points per game. So that's two players with Kevin Durant. Let's look at this. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to go down the list. Wait a minute. So Draymond Green is 93rd in the top 100, right? He averaged 12.7 points per game. So KD has 3 players that are in the top 100 that he played with, okay? Right. So now I'm trying to find this player. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Coming in at 73rd is Chris Bosh. Didn't Chris Bosh play with LeBron James? His career NBA Finals average is 14.6 points per game. He's 74th. That's 3 players already that average double figures. And guess what? 2 players average in their 20s for LeBron James. KD only had 1 player average 20, and that was Steph Curry with 26. He's in the top 10. KD is 3rd. KD's 4th. Steph Curry's 10th. LeBron James is 7th. Kyrie Irving is 8th. Dwayne Wade is 19th, and Chris Bosh is 74th. And Draymond. And then let's look at Kevin Love. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Kevin Love. Kevin Love averaged 13 points per game. You know where he's ranked? 81st. Chris Bosh and Kevin Love both were 20-point scorers before they played with LeBron. Chris Bosh averages 14, and Kevin Love averages 13. That's because both of those players had to become stretch bigs. Those guys were 20-plus point scorers, bro. My question for people, these clowns that continue to talk and try to tell me, the facts are right in front of you. How is it that LeBron has 4 teammates in the top 100 and look at that. LeBron has a point guard. He has a shooting guard. Actually, no, here's the thing. I can't put Ilgauskas and Hughes because both of those guys are not in the top 100. Where's Ray Allen? Ray Allen. He should be on here somewhere because there's no way that Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen. What? Ladies and gentlemen. Ray Allen. Ray Allen is 80th. He's just above Kevin Love. He averaged 13.8 points in the NBA Finals, and he played with LeBron for 2 years. It's amazing that people don't even put Ray Allen because Ray Allen played with LeBron 2 years, and he went to the NBA Finals with LeBron twice. LeBron has 5 players in the top 100 for the NBA Finals. Kevin Durant has 3, and Kobe Bryant has 2. Pau Gasol is 74th. No, not 74th. My bad. I saw where Pau Gasol was at. No, Pau Gasol's 55th. Let me see. Mike Miller is a 3-point shooter, but no, he's not on the top 100s list, though. He's not. Draymond Green is the last one. But ladies and gentlemen, did you see what I just proved to y'all? Did you see that? Did you see what happened? The question I keep having is, how is it that LeBron James doesn't have help and he has 5 players in the top 100? Tim Duncan had David Robinson, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, and David Robinson. Did Tim Duncan. I can't believe this, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James, they put 4, but LeBron's played with 5 players in the top 100. 5. Ray Allen at 13. That's crazy, man. Kevin Durant did play with 3 All-Stars, but Draymond Green is an overrated All-Star, to be honest with you. Klay Thompson is the one that's really kind of more legit, but look at his points. He averaged 18. He's just right below Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan only had 1 player in the top 100, and that dude is not even in the top 20. He's 43rd in Scottie Pippen. Are you kidding me? LeBron James has 5 players in the top 100. He has 2 players in the top 20. D Wade is a career 24-point per game scorer in the finals. Kyrie Irving is at 27.6. And that's not even counting the fact that Kyrie missed 2015. So when I see LeBron versus Kevin Durant even said it himself, ladies and gentlemen, that was a mano-a-mano matchup. Oh, yeah, Kawhi did choke. There was a lot of things that happened, though, guys, in that 2013 NBA Finals. So LeBron James has had way more help than Michael Jordan, and I just debunked it right here. LeBron played with 5 players that were in the top 100. The LeBron fanboys are going to tell you, oh, but he played first. He played first in Boston, and those NBA Finals, he was averaging all that. And I said it before, and I say it again. And thank you, Ryan, for saying that. People are criticizing KD for going to Golden State because they were public enemy number 1 because that's who LeBron was going against. But let me tell you, if any organization had a chance to get Kevin Durant, you don't think they would pull the trigger to try to get KD? Come on, man. That's what people need to start paying attention to. I like what Ryan said right here because Kevin Durant, if he had an opportunity to go to any team now, obviously, bro. Kevin Durant made the decision to go to Golden State, and there were teams that he was obviously not going to go to, obviously, right? So I get all that. But still, you know what's so crazy? David Griffin was trying to get Kevin Durant to play with LeBron James. Imagine if that would have happened, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine. LeBron would have played with 6 players in the top 100 in NBA final scoring. Imagine. Because we know that Kevin Durant is a 7-foot walking gazelle that could get a bucket anytime he wants to. He's that good. That's crazy, guys. LeBron James has played with 5 players in the top 100. I know that KD didn't join the 73-win team. LeBron fanboys are mad because Kevin Durant prevented LeBron from winning championships by joining Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. They overrate the Warriors because of their reputation. But the issue is because of Kevin Durant winning 2 chips and 2 Finals MVPs. Let's be honest. Everybody has their opinion on this on the 2019 NBA Finals. Here's the thing with the Toronto Raptors. The reason that I criticize the Raptors is because of this reason. They obviously have Kawhi Leonard. They have a very deep team. No, I don't question that. I'm just looking at the role players for Toronto. As deep as they are defensively and as the depth that they have, some of those players you have to question if they're going to be able to perform when the stage is bright. You know why? Because let me ask y'all this question, ladies and gentlemen. If DeMar DeRozan was still on the Toronto Raptors, and they have the same team, do you think that the Raptors are going to go to the NBA Finals? Let's be real. If you take Kawhi Leonard and you put DeMar DeRozan back on that team with the same team, are the Raptors NBA Finals contenders? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Yes, David Stern did run a rigged league. That's true. And that's why I get upset that LeBron has been in winnable situations. And I put out a video, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all need to watch, for those who didn't watch it. LeBron James, in 29 of 49 NBA Finals games, were winnable in the fourth quarter. In 29 out of 49 NBA Finals games, those games were winnable in the fourth quarter. Bro, that means you had more opportunities. You had more opportunities to win. That's why when people come with this excuse, how is it that in 29 out of 49 games you were in close games, LeBron James? Last time I checked, that would be a 29-20 record. Isn't that 9 games over 500? That's winning. That's a win percentage. But yeah, you're 3-6 in the finals. What? Tim Duncan has more top 100 points per game scores than KD. I mean, yeah, Tony Parker's on there. Manu Ginobili's on there. Kawhi Leonard is on there. Who else is on there? David Robinson is on there. Yeah. Kevin Durant's got 3. Tim Duncan's got 4. Kobe has 2. And LeBron has 5. That's the problem. People be criticizing Kobe. Oh, let me put out this one more stat, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Tim Duncan. Yeah, David Robinson is in the top 100 in scoring. He went to 2 NBA Finals. Oh, there's no question that KD was going to win championships. The key thing is, how do you build around Kevin Durant? And again, you have to make sure that dude is playing a system. Shout out to y'all boy Tico. He says, no, not even close. And that's my point, what I'm trying to tell y'all. Kawhi Leonard made the Raptors a more confident team. And if you watch that 2019 postseason, look at the way that the players were playing against Philadelphia. If you look at some of in Fred VanVleet's case, he was going through the fact that he was about to have a child. But if you look at Pascal Siakam, that dude was scared to death. If you watch that Sixers series, he was scared to death because he didn't want to be the scapegoat. And I can tell that Spicy P was not that guy. I can tell. Give him credit that he's improved his game. And like I said, Kyle Lowry, it's always feast or famine with him. It's always feast or famine. But he looked more under control and relaxed when Kawhi Leonard is there. And you know why that helps? Kawhi Leonard, Greg Popovich prepared him for that. The system that Greg Popovich played, that Kawhi Leonard played in, prepared him for that. The veteran players that Kawhi Leonard played with prepared him for that. Kawhi Leonard's personality, it prepared Kawhi Leonard for that. And working out with Kobe Bryant, all of that, Denzel, you're speaking facts. KD can be the system and he can play in the system. He has the ability to adapt. That's very true. That's very true. That's absolutely correct. KD can be the system and KD can play in the system. That's why we saw KD's more efficient years with the Golden State Warriors. KD was much more efficient with Golden State. He was putting up some historic numbers. The points per game went down, but he was much more efficient. KD read the defense a lot better. As a matter of fact, KD even played better defense with Golden State. And Kevin Durant should have been made two all defensive teams. The league didn't want to give it to Kevin Durant because they were biased towards him because he was a Golden State Warrior. And both KD and Steph were putting up MVP numbers in 2019. I think 2018 as well. But you know what the media said? Oh, because Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, they're together. They cancel each other out, so they can't win an MVP. But LeBron James won an MVP with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Don't those cancel out? And LeBron won 2 MVPs. So they don't cancel out? No? Not at all? No? Wow. The Warriors did look super vulnerable. That's obvious, but that's also because they didn't have the bodies. That's also why they look vulnerable. They didn't have the bodies. I told you, give me a team that can play a different style with a healthy DeMarcus Cousins and a healthy Kevin Durant. And I'm telling you right now, the Warriors, at least they've been through that pressure before. And they know what it takes to win a championship. I already know what Kawhi's going to do. Kawhi's going to ball out. Kawhi's got the championship experience. My issue is a guy like Pascal Siakam. My issue also is a guy like Kyle Lowry. Because you're talking about Game 7 pressure. Game 7 pressure finals in Toronto. That was their first ever Game 7. And for some reason, LeBron is in the MVP race with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis leading in 5 categories. LeBron's leading in assists. And LeBron gets credit for beating the Bucks and the Clippers. But what about AD? AD is the dominant player. And that's another all-star that LeBron's playing with. Now, yeah, they're very sloppy. The NBA and the social media. Also, guys, remember this. Golden State looked very mediocre. They did. They got, to me, they got kind of lazy and they were kind of toying around with teams. The thing is, if you look at 2019, the league had really caught up with Golden State. But I thought that they would get focused because the playoffs would be here. Like I said before, with all due respect to the Clippers, Golden State should have beat them in at least 5 games. They toyed around with them. They should have not done that with the Clippers. Because if you look at the Clippers from last year towards this year, the Clippers are much more talented this year. And let's face it, guys, the media is a narrative award. AD had a 40-20 game, and people still say LeBron was the MVP. And this is what I come down to with the bottom line with Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Both players are benefits of the free agency era, and both players did not win championships without teaming up with 2+ All-Stars. And that's the fairest assessment you can make. Now, if you're asking me who's the best player between these two right now, it is Kevin Durant. There's no question about that. No question. It is KD. KD is the best player in the game right now when that dude is healthy. Isn't said that OKC drafted 3 players that could get that LBJ award in his prime and they lose them all? Yep. They lost James Harden, they lost Russell Westbrook by trading him, and they lost Kevin Durant in free agency. The media is nothing but a brainwash contest. Layla is absolutely right. Both LeBron James and Kevin Durant, this is why a lot of old school players are mad at these two guys, because they won their chips by joining teams. Now, as free agents, they have the right to go wherever they want. The issue that I have with LeBron James is you can do what you want as a free agent. What you need to do is just stop complaining and making excuses. That's the problem. LeBron James has great individual IQ, and you cannot take away his 3 championships and 3 finals MVPs. But in 9 attempts, you've won 3, bro. You're 3 for 9 in the NBA finals, a 3-6 record. People comparing this man to Tom Brady in the media, but at least Tom Brady's 6-3. Tom Brady's got 6 chips. And last time I checked, 6 chips is the same amount as Michael Jordan, because he got 6 rings. The only difference is Tom Brady got your reverse record, and Michael Jordan's undefeated in the NBA Finals. Now, to make it fair, because LeBron fanboys get so mad about this, they're like, well, but you never talk about the losses that Jordan went through. He's 1-9 without Scottie Pippen. You notice that I mentioned Scottie Pippen's 18.9 points per game in the NBA Finals, right? Scottie Pippen never averaged 20 points in an NBA Finals series. I think the only time he did it was in 1991. I think the only time. Actually, no, he didn't. No, because In the first 3 games, Scottie was averaging 20 points a game, but he didn't average 20 by the end of the series. He ended up averaging, I believe it was 19. But Scottie Pippen has never averaged at least 20 points in an NBA Finals series. He's averaged 20 points in the playoffs before, but those were in the earlier rounds. If I had one chance to speak with KD, I would tell him to place peons like Draymond in his place, and I mean bring him in the reality. We don't share the same air as far as basketball is concerned. Jai has says thoughts on the Draymond's recent comments. Actually, bro, if you check out the last video, and shout out to Corey bringing up major facts. Michael Jordan averaged 31 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, and 11.4 assists in the NBA Finals. The first player to average 30 and have at least 10 assists with 6 rebounds in an NBA Finals series. You know what Michael's field goal percentage was in those NBA Finals? 55.8%. 55.8%. But yet LeBron fans, or should I say fanboys, came out LeBron James cannot be the greatest player of all time. Shout out to Doug Banks in the building. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all go support this man right here. Shout out to the brother, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that man's channel, Doug Banks. Make sure y'all show that man some love, man. That dude's up and coming, man. He's got great content. Like I said, man, just a real down-to-earth dude. And that dude is, I'm telling you, man, that dude is a real one. He's a huge Curry fan. And I like Doug because he keeps things objective and in perspective. And there's things that I agree with him with, and obviously we're going to disagree. But at the same time, though, it's like I understand what he's saying when it comes to Curry and KD. Doug, you missed it, bro. I told the chat that Steph Curry is 10th all-time in NBA final scoring average. A lot of dudes don't know that. Max Kellerman only talks about that Curry just doesn't perform in the NBA finals, especially in the fourth quarter. That's kind of a little bit of a knock on Curry. But at least the brother averaged, and he should have been 2015 Finals MVP. Again, media narrative gave it to Andre Iguodala. That already told you they was hating on Curry. But at the same time, this guy averages 26.4 points per game in the NBA Finals. Yes, it did. That's true. But Denzel, you got to use context. Who was Michael Jordan going up against before he got to the finals? In 7 years, this dude played the Milwaukee Bucks. That team had 59 wins. That team was the number 2 defense in 85, and they lost in 4 games. So, yeah, it did. Yeah, KD did get – actually, no, to be honest with you, you're right. KD did get there at 23 years old. It's true. Curry's not the greatest NBA Finals performer, but Curry's 10th all-time in NBA Finals scoring average. Curry would have gotten it. What's crazy about that 2018 NBA Finals, man? And he nearly averaged a triple-double in 2017 against Kyrie, the same dude that outplayed him in 2016. He came back and damn near averaged a triple-double. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. The man out-rebounded Tristan Thompson. He out-rebounded Tristan Kardashian. And Tristan Thompson should be embarrassed himself. Tristan Kardashian got out-rebounded by Steph Curry. That series was a mano-a-mano matchup in 2017. It was more even than people understand. But I'm going to repeat it again, Doug Banks. Steph Curry is 10th all-time in points per game in the NBA Finals at 26.4 points per game. 10th. That's with players like Hakeem, players with Kyrie Irving, LeBron, KD, Jerry West, Shaq, Rick Barry, and Michael Jordan. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me look back and see who's 6th all-time. I got to check. That was the only one I missed. Bob Pettit. Hall of Famer Bob Pettit. Can y'all believe that? Tristan Kardashian averaged less rebounds than Steph Curry. Embarrassing. Curry was not going to get Finals MVP. He would have gotten Finals MVP if Curry shot the ball better in Game 3. You can't score 11 points, go 3 for 16, and expect to get Finals MVP. Kevin Durant was really not playing that well in that series, but the 43 points put him over the top. And that 43 points actually boosted his field goal percentage. That was the key. If Steph Curry plays well in game 3, he gets finals MVP, or they do a co-finals MVP. But no, the game 3 performance by Steph Curry took away any chances of him winning a finals MVP. It took it away. Kevin Durant won the finals MVP in game 3, and Kevin was trying to get Curry going. Kevin wanted him to win that finals MVP. He wanted him to do it. But instead, Kevin Durant showed up, showed out, and in back-to-back NBA finals, did a 50-40-90. And he's the only player to do that in NBA history. I'm telling you, Kevin Durant can put himself. Steph Curry, he played solid defense, but he was suspect too. The problem is people keep looking at Chris Paul, but you got to also remember the amount of shots they were missing. See, if Mike D'Antoni really ran a system and stopped having them shoot threes, because they were tired by the third quarter, man. They were tired. No doubt, man. And that's one of the things that you could pull up to He Knows His Sport, because this dude stay keep talking about how Kevin Durant showed up and showed out. That's all great and all that, but he don't even know that Curry's 10th all-time in NBA Finals scoring average. Curry's in the top 10. His teammate that he plays with is 10th all-time in NBA Finals scoring. He has a higher scoring average than Moses Malone, Dr. J, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. And this guy's a point guard. That has the ability to shoot the mid-range, the ability to go to the cup, and the ability to score different ways shooting the three off the dribble. And he's 10th all-time. And Doug, we were talking saying that LeBron got 5 teammates in the top 100 in NBA Finals average. That's crazy. Shout out to Pink Flames out here, man. Putting in facts, putting in work. And LeBron wanted KD to sign with the Lakers. And LeBron already told you, ask me if I want to play all that talent. I want to play with Damian Lillard. Ask me if I want to play with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I want to play with the best players. Muhammad, thank you. People don't understand. Even if Chris Paul is more valuable to the Rockets in terms of what he brings, people are really underestimating what Andre Iguodala brings to the Golden State Warriors. He brings that versatility, the defense, a guy who can hit big shots, and he's a playmaker. He's really versatile. You add that versatility with the Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, I'm telling you, that series does not go more than 5. Part of the reason it went 7 was because of his injury. People just put in Chris Paul. If Chris Paul is there and Andre Iguodala doesn't play the rest of the way, look, Andre Iguodala didn't even come back until Game 3 of the 2018 NBA Finals. And the thing is, I don't excuse the Rockets. They had a 15 and 16 point lead in games 6 and 7. There's no excuse to drop that game. They decided to just shoot threes, get tired, and they killed them on defense. Mike D'Antoni just let it ride. He didn't try to adjust the offense. He didn't try to use pick and roll. He didn't try the Rockets move the ball. And the funny thing is, and D'Antoni is about ball movement and pick and roll. That's all he really does when it comes to his system. Yet the Rockets, the last 3 seasons that he was coach, they do none of that in the playoffs. They do none of that in the playoffs. Who's higher all-time in scoring, KD or Curry? It's KD. KD's 4th, and Curry's 10th. Curry rounds out the top 10. KD is 4th. Well, to be honest with you, KD is the better player than Steph Curry, but I would say Curry's more impactful than KD. Curry's performed very well in the NBA Finals. Curry's issue has been late in games in the NBA Finals. That's kind of been the problem. I would say he was more bigger in 2015 than he was in 2016, 2017, and 2018. In 2018, his real big moment in the fourth quarter was really when he hit those 5 threes and he had 15 in the fourth quarter. But his shots weren't with the last minute. And let me just say this about LeBron fans who gloat about LeBron and talks about how clutch he is. Here's a stat that people don't know about when comparing to him against Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, is 4 for 8 in the NBA Finals when it comes to game tying or go-ahead baskets. 4 for 8. That puts Michael at 50%. 50%. All right, G Money. No problem. G Money believes that they would win. I'm just saying that the Rockets, even if the Warriors didn't have no depth, the Rockets, he may not be 2015 Iggy, but he still impacts. He's got some impact. I told you, a playmaker out of the pick and roll, a guy who can hit big shots down the stretch, and a guy who can defend the best player and he can defend multiple positions. That's big. That's big. Chris Paul, he can defend. Chris Paul is a floor general. He can slow the tempo down. But the thing is that it's James Harden. That's the minus part right there. It's James Harden. And the thing is, the Rockets, they had double-digit leads in both games. This was without Chris Paul. So, yeah, you could say they could have won. But then again, Iguodala, because remember, the Warriors had a 2-1 lead when Iguodala was playing. Iguodala got injured in Game 4. Nobody talks about that part. Denzel, I mean in terms of the system. I'm talking about in terms of the system. Do you see how Kevin Durant eats? Kevin Durant can eat on his own, obviously, but I'm saying he was able to eat more in Golden State because if you look at the system, KD got a lot of one-on-one matchups. You got to keep it in context. KD, listen, I told you, KD can get his matchup one-on-one as in the ISO, and he can get it in the system too. That's what makes KD's coachable, and KD can adapt to any style of play. Oh, I agree with that. Defense definitely wins championships. Definitely wins championships. Oh yeah, I agree with that, man. For sure. So definitely win championships. So yeah, with that narrative. But obviously, again, guys, keep smashing that like and keeping that subscribe as you guys come in. And remember, guys, this Sunday I'm going live for LeBron again. I said LeBron and Kevin Durant for The Last Dance, parts 3 and 4. So definitely pull up for that. We're gonna be watching. I know in that one they're gonna be talking about the Bad Boy Pistons. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that one because that one's gonna be a good one for sure. But make sure y'all smash the like right here, man, and keep hitting that subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Keep hitting that subscribe. I appreciate everybody. Let me see what G Money says. I get that, but Curry and KD should be enough to beat the Rockets without Iggy in 5 or 6. You can say what you want, but CP3 would have clearly changed the series more than Iggy would, just saying. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's just me personally. I don't think so because the thing is, Chris Paul, as much of a playoff performer that he's been, I told you when the game, Chris Paul has a tendency to get anxiety in the biggest of moments. He gets a little too anxious. And Game 7, when he did against the Spurs in the 2015 first-round playoffs, listen, man, that was unbelievable. Chris Paul stepped up. But then the question that I have to ask you is what happened in the second round against the Rockets? There's no excuse for that. And they had a 3-1 lead. Yeah, listen, Curry's not the best defender. Curry has issues guarding, players in the NBA Finals. There's no question about that. The thing is, Curry has a lot of disadvantages on defense. He has a lot of disadvantages. He's not fast. Sometimes he defends like he has 2 left feet. If you put somebody with handle, you can shake Curry into a screen, and it's happened many times before. But the thing is with Curry that I give him effort for is that he tries. And leading the league in steals, depending on who's playing defense, doesn't obviously mean the greatest defender. But at the same time, it's got to count for something because Curry does try, and he at least led the league in steals in once. LeBron James has made all defensive teams, but that dude has never led the league in steals. That dude doesn't put enough ball pressure like I think that LeBron is very capable of. And the excuse all the time is that he has to do so much on the offensive end. Well, part of it is because you play your system. You feel that you got to rebound, you got to pass the ball, and you got to score. And let's get rid of this narrative right now. LeBron James is not a pass-first player because LeBron is top 10 in not only assists, but in points. LeBron James is about to reach 10,000 assists. but he has already over 30,000 points. He passed Kobe Bryant. He's third all time. You cannot sit here and tell me that you're a pass-first player. And when it comes to passing, LeBron James is not the greatest passer in NBA history, as his fans make him claim him out to be. In their opinion, they could say he's the greatest passer, but I'm sorry. The greatest passer in NBA history, and it's not even close, is Irvin Magic Johnson. Those are facts. Those are facts. Let's see. Yep, exactly. They would have won had they not missed 27 straight threes, because remember, those are 3 points. 27 times 3. Them dudes tried to score 81 points off the three-point line, and they missed 27 times. This is without Chris Paul. I'll say what they missed with Chris Paul is, again, the guy who's able to calm them down and slow the tempo. But I think that Chris Paul would have gotten anxiety in a game like that, and Chris Paul has been known for that. Chris Paul is known for that. This is not the first time that he's done it. And I'm telling you, 2015 is a glaring example. And unfortunately, with Chris Paul, he's always gotten injuries at the wrong time. But part of it has to do with his anxiety. But like we said, the Rockets missed 27 straight threes. Golden State only won by 9. They make a couple of those threes, but they didn't do it in rhythm. They just kept chucking 3-pointers, and they kept trying to run instead of move the ball. They could have conserved their energy on offense. That's why I don't give that excuse to Houston. Houston, you can make the case, was better than Golden State. You can make the case. Of course, CP3 is a better playmaker. I'm telling you what Iggy brings to the table to help out the Warriors. I know CP3 is a better playmaker. CP3 is the point guard. No. I said he tries. I never said that he was guarding Kyrie and all that. He got outplayed by Kyrie in 2016. He got outplayed. And he looked like he was going to get outplayed in 2015. Unfortunately, Kyrie got hurt. It's true. With or without CP3, thank you, Weiss. Thank you. With or without CP3, you can't blow double-digit leads. You had a 15-point lead in Game 6. Golden State was getting nervous, and you blew that game. And you had a 16-point lead in Game 7, and you blew that game. There's no excuses. No excuses. I'm telling you, what you have Golden State vulnerable. Kevin Durant didn't play his best ball in that series. And you telling me that you couldn't get the job done because you want to decide to shoot 27 straight threes? Oh, no. No. I'm sorry. Oh, exactly, Denzel. People don't even talk about that. James Harden killed us. He was the difference maker in the series against San Antonio. And you know what's so sad? James Harden said he idolized Manu Ginobili. But you see the BS, he's an inefficient LeBron system. That's why I continue to tell people that on the Rockets, the cancer is James Harden. Oh, the 16-point lead was in Game 6? Okay. So the 15-point lead is Game 7. Curry does – the thing is, when it comes to one-on-one matchups, Curry's not the best. But if you watch the 2018 Western Conference Finals, that dude played great defense on James Harden and Chris Paul on possessions. At times, he would get burned. He would get cooked, especially when you put good handle on Curry. But Curry played very excellent defense in the 2018 Western Conference Finals. And it's like what Doug Banks said right here. Curry does provide impact on that side of the ball. It's just people don't pay attention to him like that on that side. We know he's not an elite defender, but in some ways, I do think he's underrated. You're right, G Money, and I could flip it over and said Houston had no business losing because they had the advantage. You had 2 double-digit leads in Game 6 and Game 7. So if you're going to say that about the Warriors, you got to say that about the Rockets too. They missed 27 threes. They make a couple of those threes. Houston's in the NBA Finals without Chris Paul. Exactly, that's my point. Houston blew their opportunity. Even without Chris Paul, they were still able to get 2 double-digit leads. It's kind of this is like the Portland Trailblazer thing in 2019. The Blazers blew 3 double-digit leads in that series. They got blown out in Game 2, and they blew 3 double-digit leads in Games 1, 3, and 4. It's kind of the same thing. So the Rockets really choked more than the Warriors did because the Rockets had a better opportunity to knock off the Warriors out of the playoffs, and they choked. The Portland Trailblazers could have won 3 games in that series against Golden State in 2019, the most vulnerable Golden State team, and they choked. That's why it's really not even more so disappointing with the Warriors. It's more so disappointing with the Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers. They had more opportunities. We never say Kyrie locked up anyone when it mattered most. All right. With Curry in 2019, it's really more so difficult, Denzel, because quite honestly, that was a much more depleted Warriors team. Klay Thompson played in 4 of the 6 games, but remember, he pulled his hamstring, missed the rest of game 2. Then also in game 6, he was cooking for 33 points in the third quarter. The Warriors did have a small lead, but they had the momentum. Shout out to Kid Glory, man. Shout out to Kid Glory. Appreciate you. Hope you've been safe. Hope everything's good with you. Game 3, Curry did have 47 points. He did struggle in the fourth quarter. Curry was aggressive. What I didn't like about the media was like they were saying now they now know Curry now knows how LeBron feels. Really? Curry knows how LeBron feels? If Curry knew how LeBron would feel, Curry would have gotten swept out of the finals and he would have quit in game 4. And Curry didn't quit. Curry was aggressive. He just struggled in the fourth quarter. He looked like he was losing gas, and he didn't get the job done. But the thing is, I don't ever hear Steph Curry make excuses. I never hear Steph Curry make excuses. LeBron James comes out and says, I'm averaging a triple-double. What more else you want me to do? When you had an even mano-a-mano matchup in the 2017 NBA Finals, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. 2018, you had an opportunity to win game 1. You show poor leadership to your teammates. You pout, you cry, and you half-hearted the overtime. Even if JR messed up, you had 5 minutes, my friend. I hate the fact that LeBron fanboys said they had no chance after that. No, they had no chance because the Kang, your leader, LeBron James, pouted on the bench and complained. Then he tried to control the narrative talking about that we have a timeout. Ty Lue had a timeout. He just didn't call it. And Steph Curry did not come to the game with a fake cast. Part of the reason, Denzel, is because of how the defense is geared towards Curry, and they were more geared towards Curry. I'm not making excuses. Curry didn't get the job done when it comes to key moments, but where I criticize Curry is the fact that he relies on the 3 too much. See, and this is where I disrespect. This is why Curry hurts himself, because Curry made himself become such an elite 3-point shooter that now playing with Steve Kerr, he took away himself from the mid-range, because he shot more mid-range shots. And shout out to Doug Banks for mentioning that point. Curry had shot more mid-range shots under Mark Jackson. So even though Curry was shooting threes, he mixed his game up with Mark Jackson. With Steve Kerr, Curry became a guy who penetrates to the bucket and just shoots threes in different areas on the floor. And that's part of the reason why Curry underperforms, is because he relies too much on the 3. That's what you see when Klay Thompson was terrible in NBA Finals. This dude in the NBA Finals this year shot a career-high 51%. But you know why? It's because Klay Thompson took more mid-range shots. And in 2019, Klay Thompson took more mid-range shots than he ever did at any point in his career. At any point in his career, he shot 49% from 2 that year in 2019. And in the NBA Finals, he was shooting 51%. That was the best he's ever shot. I believe Steph Curry in this year's NBA Finals shot 47%. That's an improvement. That's the best that he's ever shot in a series. But Curry's issue is the fourth quarter, and he relies on the 3-ball too much. And thank you. That's the problem with, thank you, Jahir Muhammad. Curry has become too one-dimensional since 2015. That's the issue. Curry can also, if he could tighten his dribble, he would be that much more difficult to guard. That's why it's difficult to guard Kyrie Irving. His dribble is so tight. It's not just the fact that Kyrie Irving is fancy. His dribble is tight. And Kyrie Irving reminds me of Isaiah Thomas. I'm talking about the Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, because Isaiah Thomas never turned the ball over because he kept his dribble low. And when you keep your dribble low, it makes your handles crisp and it makes it tight. It makes it harder for the defense to dribble the ball. That's why when teams tried to double team Isaiah Thomas, anytime Isaiah put the ball on the floor, he would go so fast that you couldn't guard him. And that's the key. That's the key. Shout out to Jahir Muhammad for saying that. Curry has become more one-dimensional since 2015. Curry didn't really have to take a three in that Toronto Game 6. He should have just took the ball to the cup. Right. Exactly. That's correct. He didn't need to do that. Curry didn't really have to take that three. Yep. The media does not protect Curry. They respect Curry, but they come at him because of what he did to LeBron. LeBron pulling the strings. Yeah, they don't protect Curry. They disrespect him a lot. This guy was receiving death threats after losing the finals in 2016, and Curry came out and said that it was his fault that they lost. Draymond blames himself for allowing Maverick Carter to get him suspended along with LeBron James. That's crazy. If you're LeBron James, why didn't you get Steph Curry suspended? You got Draymond Green suspended, a role player. You would think that if you were trying to put a damper in Golden State, that you would try to suspend the best player, not a role player. What does that tell you about King James? Shout out to Ryan, who says great stream as always. LBJ should have won. He could have won 1 to 2 games. The Cavs had a 13-point lead in game 3, and they had a chance to win game 1. That makes 2 games right there. LeBron don't deserve no damn pass. His fanboys are ridiculous. How was LeBron supposed to compete without help? You mean to tell me the team that he traded half them dudes in Cleveland? He traded D-Wade. D-Wade told him that D-Wade wanted to go back to Miami because he didn't like what was going on in Cleveland. But LeBron James approved the trade of D-Wade going back to Cleveland, and D-Wade came back and told LeBron, "Did you know about the trade?" LeBron said, "Nah, I didn't know about it." He lied to his banana boat buddy. And I told y'all already, ladies and gentlemen, Carmelo Anthony came out to ESPN and said that LeBron has wanted to play with all the players. That is true. And he even said it. The Warriors lost that game by 1 point. So despite the fact that they lost Klay Thompson in game 6 due to the ACL, they lost Kevin Durant in game 5 when he further ruptured his Achilles, the Warriors had an opportunity to win in game 6. They were only down 1. But Curry decides to take a three-pointer, and shout out to Jahir Muhammad. Curry's issue is that he's too one-dimensional now. He relies on the three-point shot. And then he becomes less effective when he struggles. Shout out to Raduni in the building. I know he's a little late. So Curry, I get it, man. He had a great finals, but Curry has to improve the decision-making. Nah, I disagree. They'll win. Kevin Durant. And the reason being is because Kawhi Leonard cannot handle KD. And I'm telling you right now, how is Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry going to look in a Game 7 in the NBA Finals in Toronto, something that they've never experienced before? And they're doing it against the Golden State Warriors. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know what Kawhi's going to do. And I told you again, and this is a depleted Warriors team, mind you. But I also told you, I said this. Kawhi is going to bring it because I told you he has the experience. And like I said, that the system in San Antonio prepared him for things like that. That's why as the lead guy, Kawhi never looked nervous. He just played basketball and balled. His demeanor is what keeps the Raptors calm. But what I'm telling you is, if you look at Pascal Siakam against against the Philadelphia 76ers, who should have beat Toronto in the second round, in Game 7, Kawhi Leonard had 15 points in the fourth quarter. He was pretty much their only offense. And Pascal Siakam looked scared to death to touch the basketball. He was scared to death. Watch that Game 7 again, and you could see how nervous Pascal Siakam was. And that was just the second round. Now put the Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Now, yeah, the Raptors are at home. But like I said before, the Warriors, they've done it many times. And like I said, KD, Trey 5, that's a big factor. Because the Warriors were more limited offensively. They were limited. Kevin Durant takes that pressure off because you can't double Klay or you can't double Steph. And if Klay was healthy, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about a healthy Klay Thompson. Let's say the Warriors do get to Game 7 without Klay and let's say the Warriors win by 1 and they get to Game 7. There's no Klay or no KD. The Warriors don't have a chance. The Raptors will win the series. I'm talking about healthy KD, healthy Kevin Durant, the Warriors win. Without those two players, Toronto will eat them alive, even if it's Game 7 at home. It doesn't matter if they get nervous or whatever. Golden State would have not been able to sustain their offense. But you put Klay and KD back in there, you have a three-point shooter. You have a guy who could give you 20, and then Kevin Durant. Sorry. I'm sorry. Easy money sniper, Durantula, Slim Reaper, KD, Trey 5 was about to drop them dudes off. It's facts. You know what we're doing? I agree with that. I agree with that. I just hope that Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy and don't have that degenerative knee issue that he's dealing with. So, getting back on this, guys, it's like I said, man, Kevin Durant and LeBron James are two of the all-time greats. If we're looking at career right now, LeBron James has more to the table than Kevin Durant does. And I think the media and Kevin Durant should have more all-defensive teams. He should have all defensive teams. Like Denzel said, he didn't have to do that in Oklahoma City because of the defenders that they had. But in Golden State, Kevin Durant should have made 2 defensive teams. He should have made 2. The media can't stand him. That's why they didn't give him they didn't give him a chance. And it's funny how the media kept talking about how Kevin Durant was playing elite level defense, but then the media was going, oh no, because he plays in Golden State. They tried every narrative to discredit Kevin Durant. They tried. But I'm going to say the bottom line. Both of these players are beneficiaries of the free agency era. Both players have won finals MVPs. Both players are multiple-time champions. The reason that LeBron has validation on his side, even though he honestly didn't deserve it, is because he won an NBA championship in Cleveland. He won a championship in Cleveland. So that's the thing. Klay didn't even make Klay all defensive teams. Klay did actually make one finally. He made one last year in 2019. It took forever, but he finally made it. The Raptors have better coaching. Like I said, we can agree and we can disagree all. So, like I said, I respect it. G-Money thinks the Raptors will win. I think the Warriors will win. Doug thinks that the Raptors will win. So, it is what it is. 2 great teams, though. The only thing that I will say this, though. I will say this. We were robbed of KD versus Kawhi in the NBA Finals. We were robbed of that. That would have been a crazy matchup. It would depend on what the rest of the teams do, and the Raptors were deeper. Nick Nurse did outcoach Steve Kerr, but it hurts because the thing is, if you put Kevin Durant on there, the Warriors can do so much more on offense. And when they were moving the ball, you saw how effective they were. The thing is, the Warriors become vulnerable when KD ISOs much more than play team ball, because the thing is, KD can get his numbers when he plays team ball. He's much more efficient, and the Warriors are that much more difficult to guard. So like I said before, man, LeBron and KD, they definitely, oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you consider that factor. No, they win. It's like I'm saying, like their offense is going to be more fluid and it's just going to be hard. It's crazy how long it took them to make defensive teams, man. Told you, these dudes, it's like if anybody a threat to LeBron and stuff like that, yeah, no, I've been safe, kid. I hope you've been staying safe too, bro. Exact that, and that's what I'm trying to say right there, Denzel. Great point. That's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. This is the key. KD depletes the NBA defense by making tough shots. Kawhi would have been less effective offensively because he would have been drained trying to guard KD. And that's my question with Kawhi Leonard. Who was gonna be that second guy to be able to support Kawhi Leonard? That was the question I had. That was going to be the question. Because if you look at the way that the role players played against Milwaukee in 2019 Eastern Conference Finals, Eric Bledsoe ain't show up. So it's less pressure when you don't have another player besides Giannis that can get points. And they built the wall on Giannis. And Chris Middleton didn't show up neither. That's what I think about. Yeah, I think that the 2018 Warriors were much more luckier. Yeah, I agree with that. I will say of the Western Conference Finals, they were way luckier. Yep, it's true. In a big body, he definitely has the guard skills. Yep. I wouldn't say dominate. I would have said they would have played better. It would have been more difficult to guard them. That's why that KD factor is huge. Why do you think the Cavaliers had such a hard time guarding Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals? Because they kept running to Clay and Steph. Kevin Durant got so many easy baskets. Did you see Game 5 how the floor was so spaced out for the Raptors defense? And then if the Raptors have to close out, KD can start driving to the bucket. KD can post up. He can read the double teams. I'm telling you, the Warriors' offense was going to look, even a depleted Warriors team, their offense would have looked fluid, bro. I would say Oladipo. I would say Danny Green and CP3. That's true. I don't know about that Game 7, though. As consistent as they were, we're talking about, shout out to Josh, who's back. Shout out. I'm telling you, Game 7 in the finals, I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop the stream. But before I stop the stream, give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves, but I'll be right back. But at the end of the day, Kevin Durant and LeBron James are two great players. These guys are going to be future Hall of Famers. LeBron James has the better accolades right now than Kevin Durant. And the only question I have for Kevin Durant, though, is how's he going to look after the Achilles injury? I know D was on here and he had mentioned about Kobe last night, but the thing is that Kobe was not himself. That's the thing. Kobe was not himself when he came back from that Achilles injury. The only player to actually still was able to have a pretty good career after the injury was Dominique Wilkins. I can't do it on this one, kid. I can't do it on this one because I'm doing a live stream. I would have to figure out how to do that. On my next video, if I do it off on my phone, I definitely will put the G Money that. I'll definitely put that. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna put my information of the PayPal. What was your question, Ryan? I didn't get your question. I might have missed it. Let me check in the chat if I missed the question. Like I said, Golden State got the system. People overrate them. They are beatable, but when they're on, they're difficult to beat. I keep telling this a lot, Doug. You know why? Because again, the Warriors can slow the game down. The Raptors wouldn't be running like crazy. And even though DeMarcus is not a great defender, his ability to his ability to score in the paint, something that the Warriors never had, man. Hold on. Kobe was 36 and he was much older than Durant. Oh no. I know that, Denzel, but that's true. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. That's the only question I have with KD. If KD could show that he could possibly be dominant again, like I said, they definitely could show up and show out, man. Yeah, he definitely has that skill for sure. For sure. All right, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right here. I'm right here on the stream. Did you guys, and by the way, I would say in terms of defensively, yeah, but offensively and in terms of rebounding, that dude is important. He's important for the Warriors in that he gives them a post player that they never had. So I'm not gonna say overrated. I would say he's a liability on defense. That's what I would say. I would say KD does look healthy. Okay, Ryan says, which is worse, the '07 Cavs going to the finals, which was the worst roster, or the '09-'10 Cavs that was destined to win it all and was eliminated? No, it's pretty simple. It's the '09 and the '10 Cavs because the media was overrating these guys, saying that they had an opportunity to win a championship. The Cavaliers came into the season both years in '09. They didn't. Nobody expected them to go to the finals in '07. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that. Nah, KD should come back next season. This season, because then it's like you're trying to rush Kyrie and Kevin and KD back, and it's like they got to get their chemistry with one another and then with the team. That's asking a lot for those two players, especially Kyrie coming off of shoulder surgery. Um, well, you keep saying that we will never know if the truth. It's I do agree with you, but but you keep saying that the Raptors are fully healthy. So let me see. I'm gonna leave my PayPal in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, to answer Ryan's question, I think that definitely that the '09-'10 Cavs are worse because LeBron James won back-to-back MVP awards. That was the thing. He won back-to-back MVP awards, and he lost. And he stat padded in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Some dudes will never want to talk about that. So keep smashing the like button. We got 32 likes. We got 17 people watching. I'm telling you, that just looks bad, man. It looks bad. I'm sorry. It just looks bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna stop the stream. This was another good one. I appreciate everybody coming through for this one. There's my PayPal. If you would like to donate, you don't have to. If you would like to, you can, but the PayPal is there. Again, make sure y'all subscribe to Doug Banks' channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Johnson Daly's channel. I appreciate it, everybody, and we will be back on the next one. I just got to see which one. And before I go, Denzel says that the 2020 season is canceled. I believe LeBron will pull the all-time crybaby move and finally retire. It's possible. It's possible. The only thing is that it's his contract. This is my thing with LeBron James, man. This is my thing with LeBron James. But like I said, G-Money, it does help that Kawhi Leonard is there. That's what I'm saying. If DeMar DeRozan is there, you think Kyle Lowry's outplaying Steph Curry? I doubt it. I doubt it. Here's the thing. With LeBron James, if LeBron James does not play this season and the season gets canceled, think about it. This dude said that he would not play. This guy said that he would not play without the fans, right? Then he says, and shout out to Denzel Marsh for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Think about it, guys. Think about it. This dude said that now he won't have closure. You see how LeBron opens his mouth and he contradicts himself? That's what I'm saying. At first you said, if you're that strong of a competitor, you got Anthony Davis. I would go with Zion with that one in terms of alphaness, because the dude wants to play. And the way he's been bullying guys in the paint, Zion is a man child, man. That dude is a problem. When that dude gets a mid-range jump shot, the rest of the league is on notice. Zion Williamson is an impact player, and he proved it. And the thing with Zion is you don't even have to call plays for Zion for how effective he is on both offense and defense. His athleticism is unreal. But when LeBron opens his mouth, the 97 Jazz were pretty close. Oh, definitely. And I guess that's I gotta go check that. That must be a video. And let me just check that. Oh, yeah. So I'll be coming out with a future video, ladies and gentlemen. AD leaving next year regardless. I think AD ends up in Chicago because the rumors that Derrick Rose might be going there. If Derrick Rose ends up back in Chicago, imagine Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis, and Zach LaVine. That's a nice big three to get the Bulls back in the playoffs. And remember, John Paxson is no longer there anymore. So yeah, when LeBron opens his mouth, when LeBron opens his mouth and he talks about, oh, I need to have closure, man. I need to have closure. If LeBron decides to retire, you know how bad that's going to look for the Laker fans? Think about that. You signed a 4-year deal, $153 million deal. You're talking about you're going to bring the Lakers back to prominence, that you're going to carry on the legacy of Kobe Bryant, a man who won 5 championships. Shaquille O'Neal, a man who won 3 championships and 3 finals MVPs. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won 5 rings and 2 finals MVPs. Magic Johnson winning 5 championships and 3 finals MVPs. Jerry West winning a championship. Will Chamberlain winning a championship. You telling me you're going to carry on that legacy, LeBron James? Like, LeBron's not even a real Laker. Him and Shaq decides to put LeBron as the greatest small forward ever in Laker history. LeBron James ain't the greatest small forward in Laker history. LeBron James has only been in LA for 2 years. The greatest small forward in Laker history is Elgin Baylor. And we're going to disrespect Gail Goodrich and James Worthy? Those guys were great Lakers. That dude is a walking contradiction, bro. Every time this dude opens his mouth, he can never, ever, 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 he can never own up to what he's talking about. He can't even be confident in what he says, bro. It just lets you know, ladies and gentlemen, that LeBron is not only about controlling the narrative, but he knows the truth. He doesn't believe in what he's saying. He loves the attention. LeBron loves the attention. And it just lets you know that dude can't be serious, bro. He can't be serious. You cannot be a great player and call yourself the GOAT more times and lose more times than you've won. I'm sorry. KD warned it. James Worthy, former Finals MVP. KD warned everybody about the toxicity that exists in the media and the fanboys and fangirls. He warned y'all. Now, Kevin Durant, I'm looking, if I was in LeBron James' position right now where it says Lewis versus KD, I look you dead in the eye and I would tell you, stop giving the media clout. Do what you do best. Ignore the media because you want to play basketball, right? Don't develop a LeBron James soft mentality. Klay Thompson is a lesser player of you, not even the superstar that you are. And when he says he's not talking shit, he's not going to talk about it. Bird is better than LeBron. Bird is better than LeBron. You know why? Because even if LeBron has more hardware than Larry Bird, the thing that kills LeBron James when it comes to the GOAT conversation is that LeBron James, Michael Jordan and Larry Bird accomplished much more than LeBron did in less time. First of all, how does Michael Jordan have 10 scoring titles in 13 full seasons? That's including his Wizard years. How does the fact that Larry Bird, by 1988, Larry Bird had 2 finals MVPs, he had 3 championships, he had 3 regular season MVPs, and he did it in 3 straight years.
That tells you that Larry Bird was the best player in the NBA at the time he played. Or how about the fact that Magic Johnson won 5 championships? He won 3 regular season MVPs and 3 finals MVPs in 11 years. So Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan all accomplished much more in less time. LeBron James has 9 finals appearances. He has 3 NBA championships in 17 years. So Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson accomplished much more. The 3 players that saved the league, they did more in less time. LeBron James is still playing. He hasn't won an MVP in 7 years. LeBron James has not made an all-defensive team in 6 years. LeBron James has not won an NBA championship and a finals MVP in 4 years. And he's in year 17. And Nick Wright tried to get slide of the mouth and was like, oh, LeBron James he had 10 great NBA finals great playoff performances, and that wasn't even the 10 best ones. And I said, Nick Wright, you're trying to prop up LeBron James on his NBA finals performances. That tells me that you're probably going to direct LeBron James naked when LeBron's documentary comes out. But you're going to leave out all of LeBron failures. I know. And here's the thing that makes LeBron look worse. Wasn't it LeBron James the one that said that ESPN needs to push the documentary out for Michael Jordan? Didn't LeBron James say ESPN needs to bring it out? And didn't he expose that he had media plans when he said, Richard Jefferson, ESPN can't fire you because you're my friend? LeBron, why would you open your mouth and say that? LeBron, why would you open your mouth and say that? Then you say, oh, I'm not going to watch it. And then when the documentary comes out and everybody's reacting, all of a sudden LeBron James is quiet. The person who texted Kawhi Leonard during the 2019 NBA playoffs, all of a sudden, and was telling Kawhi about how this could be yours in 2 to 3 years. Texted Kevin Durant, texted Giannis Antetokounmpo. He wants to play with all the great players. But all of a sudden, with Michael Jordan, he's quiet. And look, he says how he loves and respects MJ and wanted to be like Michael Jordan. He's doing Space Jam 2. He wears the number 23. And LeBron James himself said that the number 23 should be retired around the league. So why are you wearing it? You decided to wear number 6 in Miami, and then you went back to number 23 in both Cleveland and LA. You know what's the worst part about it? LeBron James is wearing number 23, the phony GOAT, on the historic franchise that is the Los Angeles Lakers. You know how much that's a slap in the face? LeBron is pissed watching MJ. He knows because LeBron tells the media that I see everything. He sees and hears everything. So LeBron is pissed because he knows he can't run this narrative. Jordan thought that this was going to make him look worse. No, this is why I can't wait for parts 3 and 4 and hear Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit Pistons, and Dennis Rodman. Jordan thought this was going to make him look worse because of the type of guy he was displaying. This is going to make Jordan even better. And Raduni, thank you for mentioning that part too. Nobody even talks about the impact that that Larry Bird had. The Boston Celtics were a 29-win team at the end of the 1978 season. Actually, at the end of the 1979 season. Larry Bird comes in. They go from 29 to 61 wins in Larry Bird's rookie year. You improve by 32 games? You improve the Boston Celtics by 32 games, and this was the year before they got Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. So that's why with LeBron, he's not the best player at his position because Larry Bird is better than him. LeBron has longevity. That's what keeps him in the top 10. But and the thing is, you can make a case that he could be the best player at his position. The problem is he's not. Because Larry Bird accomplished all that, was much more efficient. And I said it again, how can LeBron James be a great rebounder if Michael Jordan had 8 seasons where he got 120 offensive rebounds or more in his career? LeBron only did that half of the time. And LeBron James still has 195 less offensive rebounds than Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan has been retired for 17 years. Larry Bird in a more physical era, and he's not even more athletic than LeBron. And he has averaged for his career 10 rebounds per game. I've said this in many streams before, and I'm going to keep saying it. How is LeBron a better rebounder than Larry Bird and Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan still has more offensive rebounds and he's been retired for 17 years and LeBron James is still playing? How does Larry Bird average 10 rebounds and he only played 12 seasons in the NBA in a more physical era? And he's not even more athletic than LeBron James. So that dispels the notion that LeBron was ever this great rebounder. How is that? LeBron had a head start. Here's the thing that I don't understand. How are you the hare in a race against a tortoise? You got a head start, but you're still chasing stats, LeBron. How is that? LeBron is Bugs Bunny. He's the hare and the tortoise. So LeBron is the hare, and you lost the race because you're still chasing. The tortoise is slow and steady, and his ass is still beating you in this race. Because in your mind, you said you're chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. How can you be a better rebounder if Larry Bird averaged 10 rebounds for his career in 12 seasons? How can you be a better rebounder than Michael Jordan when your inflated rebounds are from defensive rebounds? Michael Jordan has more offensive rebounds than you, and he's been retired for 17 years. LeBron is still in a marathon as the hare. That's embarrassing. And you don't even have a higher basketball IQ from both an individual and a team standpoint than Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and LeBron and Michael Jordan. Yet the media wants you to celebrate that LeBron finally played 82 games in 2018. But Michael Jordan played 82 games 9 times. Why am I celebrating that LeBron played 82 games for the first time in his career? It took him 15 ladies and gentlemen. But he'll tell you that he's still chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. You see, I could expose LeBron even more when it comes to his championship teams. Because Michael Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, he has 5 of the worst supporting casts in NBA history in the top 10 for championship teams. 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 5 teams in the top 10. And his 97 and 98 Bulls are number 1 and number 2 in NBA history for worst supporting cast in NBA history. You know what's also crazy, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to go to his competition, and I'm going to let's look at NBA playoff competition for LeBron and Michael Jordan. Playoff competition. So we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this like that. Michael Jordan playoff competition. Wow. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Michael Jordan You know what Michael Jordan's playoff record with the Chicago Bulls is against? Look at that. Michael faced 760 win teams and 1255 win teams in the playoffs since the 1991 season. And if you take away 1995, Michael's 6-0. Michael's 6-0. That's crazy. Uh-oh, I'm about to expose LeBron and KD. Check it out. Check it out. Do y'all remember Sidney Moncrief? Two-time Defensive Player of the Year. But I'll leave that for another time because I'll do the playoff competition for Michael Jordan. That would be good for Layla, and trust me, y'all gonna love that one. Because the thing is, there's actually even more facts that I looked up. But ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. As always, man, appreciate y'all. If you would like to donate to the PayPal, you guys are more than welcome to do it. Excuse me. So I left the PayPal and the Cash App. You could also, I left the PayPal and you can also donate the Cash if you want to. But again, this was fun. I had a great time with you guys. KD, LeBron, Manu, two all-time greats, two future Hall of Famers, but they're both beneficiaries of this era. That was my point in doing this and pulling up stats on why both of these guys get all the smoke. But at the end of the day, what Kevin Durant has done is far more work, is not as worse as what LeBron has done. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as always, man, on the Louis Sports Network, bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank y'all for watching. I miss basketball. We'll get there one of these days. But ladies and gentlemen, have a good night, and we'll be back with another one. Basketball, baseball, and some wrestling this weekend. So make sure y'all tune in. Take care. I should appreciate you. G Money, here's the thing, man. I definitely want to do a panel for that. But the key thing for you is you're going to have to control yourself when it comes to trying to get on these streams because I want to give everybody an opportunity. And I appreciate you always showing support, but it's like you got to chill with that, man. It's like sometimes, you be acting like some of these streams are like your own channel because I've been seeing you on Ticket TV's channel. You be displaying facts. You be displaying facts, but dude, you got to chill, bro. And like I said, if one of these days you want to start a channel, I will definitely give you that support, G Money, because you have a lot to say. And like I said, I want to give you guys the recognition, but it's like, G Money, I need you to try to control yourself and be under control. All right. So once again, good night, everybody. I will see y'all tomorrow.